Mm. Hi. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? I'm having StreamYard issues. I'm over it. I hope you guys can see me and hear me okay. Yo, what's up? Let's see who's here. A lot of you are tuning in, huh? Yeah. Only tune in if you can hang. Listen, we're gonna have to get some things cleared up here. Yes. Yeah, I saw some people unsubbed and some people got all in their feelings about the Kenzie case. This probably isn't the life for you if you're gonna get upset. Just respectfully. Um yeah, I know. Okay, let's see who's here. We're gonna be continuing our deep dive into the Kenzie case. A lot. There's a lot. I can't share everything just quite yet, but we can at least open some topics of conversation because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I'm getting a lot of information. Um, and so we need to just there's a few things I want to go over again. We have probably already reviewed them here. The interview with Christine Russo and Dom's mother and father, Frank Russo, I'm going to drop them after this live with no commentary, but I want to review those. I have the Kendall Stair situation documents I want to review. Some older reports involving the Shirillas. And let's talk about like a lot of the rumors going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know if y'all have heard a lot of the stuff that I will be mentioning. But hold please. Let me fix my screens. Okay, let me see who's here. Hello, welcome back. Please hit the like button. If I start lagging, let me know. I'm having issues. All these people who became members in the last live. Thank you. Tracy, Miss Christy has a lot to say. Michelle, I saw Evie in here. Startlet, Cam, Robin, hello. Crease, Danusa, Beth, if I missed anyone. Alexa, hello, Kate. Here for it, Melly. Okay, I missed the first one, but I will replay later. Oh, yes, I did a live earlier today about the Taylor Parker case. We'll probably be covering that one again tomorrow. So definitely catch up. Yeah. Okay. Everybody's here. Hi, Barbie, Carly, Janie. Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Debbie. You're so sweet. Nemo, what up? Only fair sides both get. People cannot handle that though. Like, I'm just gonna, and it's not anyone here in specific, but like people are like, oh yeah, I'm an honest person. I can look at both sides. I'm fair. And then someone does, and then they're like all mad. I had people unsubscribe just because I'm considering looking at the fact that there is something that went on behind this case. That doesn't mean that I think Mackenzie's innocent or guilty. It just means that I'm willing to look at the whole investigative process. And as of in the last few days, there's been a lot of information coming out. Like there's someone speaking out that was connected to Dom and what was going on with the rug trafficking stuff. And that was a thing. And we've we haven't covered the Dom's arrest prior to that. Why is it relevant? Because it involved Davion. And it's just like there's little things and connections. And it's just important that we look out of it. Because at the end of the day, yeah, Kenzie, you can feel some type of way about Kenzie, but everyone deserves a fair chance, fair trial. I don't know where I'm at with it yet, and I'm just being transparent, like whether I think her appeal should get approved and she should get a new trial or whatnot. I don't know. We're just re-reviewing information that we might have missed or didn't review in the first place. And I'm just, that's it. That's all we're doing. No one needs to get upset. Um, yeah, I'll try to tone it down. Yeah, thank you, MSM. I appreciate that. Yeah, tone it down. Hello, first live. Hello. Hello, Cindy. Respectfully. Yes, that's my new favorite word. No one in here is a Kenzie stan. That is clear. And I'm not asking for anyone to be a Kenzie stan. I'm not asking you to change your mind. I'm just asking you, is it possible that there could have been other things going on? Like maybe other cars that were involved in the area. I don't know. I just think there's a couple Bubba interviews that I want to Landon is his actual name, that I want to cover as well. That gives new information too. So there's a lot. There's a lot we need to just go through over again. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Let's see where to start. There's no specific order, so don't come for me. We're just gonna start with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, let's start with the Russo. I'm gonna do a Frank Russo interview at the police station, and then we'll get into the documents, and then we'll go into Mackenzie trying to get Houston like, because apparently he was harassing her. And a lot of it is like, hearsay. And at the end of the day, some of these people are considered witnesses, but like, unless that we get video proof or something that Rosie was there at 6 a.m. I mean, even if I thought it, I don't know if there's actual like proof of that. But same with like the fight that Kenzie and Dom had 2 weeks prior. Like, do we have video of Kenzie saying, I'm gonna kill you in this car right now? Not really. Yeah, we have her threatening him, but not specifically that incident. And that is just what Hench heard. Do we have proof? We don't have videos of what happened that night in the house. So let's just be mindful of that as we review these things. There is also like a group or a person that created like this file that talks about like discrepancies in Kenzie's case, and I thought we could review it and see what we know and compare. And we know a lot. We've been following this case for well, I have been, but I feel like a lot of you who are regulars here and always support are pretty familiar with a lot of the stuff as well. And some of you are just as obsessed with deep diving this case as I am. So where I think a lot of us are on the same page. So don't get disheartened if you think that I'm up here defending Mackenzie or victim blaming. I'm not doing either or. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with this Frank Russo interview. I hadn't seen this before up until like 2 days ago. So I figured I made this is my own clip under the video. Let me know if the writing is too big on the screen. I want to post it, but I don't know if I should edit the font. So let me know. Those are like my little helpers. Hi, Nama Owens. Thank you for becoming a member again. I don't think with their past relationships should be put on blast. It's hard for me to believe she premeditatedly did it on purpose. I'm behind the facts, so. Yeah. Hi, Scout. Let's see. Abuelitas H. Rivers, Jules. Okay. Was Dom seeing someone else? I don't think so. We don't know. We don't know that. I'm sorry people suck Melly. I know it's probably upsetting, but the ones who stare are the ones who matter, Lovey. You know what, J. Lou? You're right. Wim Hof, we're good. No, I can handle it. It just like it kind of depresses me a little because I'm like, oh damn. Like I thought we're in 2026. Like if we're gonna talk about having an open mind and like looking at all avenues, especially in true crime, like be about it. You know what I mean? Um the guy who's saying that he was involved with Dom and stuff, like it's actually true. He does have a record. We'll get into that. I don't know if on this live, I want to make sure I have a lot of screenshots and videos I need to go through and see what I can and cannot post. So we'll touch on that. Let's get through this. This was Frank Russo at the police department. He ends up calling Miss Russo there, and I don't know. I felt some type of way with this, but you let me know how you feel. Let me know if you can hear it.
Mr. Russo, Sergeant Cadet, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Did somebody here come inside there? Yeah. No. Did you talk to somebody?
Yeah, I think my ex-wife called up and told me to come get him. She must have talked to somebody.
Okay, let me see. Do you know?
And another thing is this Davion kid, the other boy that got killed in the accident, he had a 360 life something. I don't know if you guys are aware of this
Yes.
already.
Yep.
Okay, because
Yep.
I tried calling the police officer yesterday and I got
So,
nothing back.
well, the officer who handled the incident that night is on night shift.
Okay.
But then our detective's already working it.
Oh,
It's just the one detective who's working it is out of the office. He's back Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But no.
I just figured it'd make your life easier. It
correct.
says they were going 90 miles an hour and shit.
There's multiple people who have kind of relayed that information to us.
Right.
So, do you know who she talked? I'll take a look. Do you
Can't be much. Gold chain, phone, keys to his house is what we really need.
Okay.
Because we need clothes to give the people tomorrow, a suit and shit like that.
Okay, let me,
I gotta tell you real quick.
yeah,
So here they want to get the key to Dom's house. They're really pressed on it. Remember when Kenzie was really pressed on it too? But yeah, well, you see what I said. Wow, Dad knew right away. This is Dom's dad.
no, go ahead. Let me see. I might have to make some phone calls, so let me see here. Because part of the problem is I don't have access to the evidence lockers if they're locked up in there. So,
Call real quick and see if she knows who she talked to. Hold on. Call Chris X. That'll make your job easier.
Calling Chris X. Mobile.
Hey, do you know who you talked to at the police station while picking up the stuff?
I'm sorry, I was wrong. The criminal one is going to be the 18th at 9 a.m.
Or Pepe's funeral home said they talked to.
okay. Probably one of the detectives.
Okay, we got, okay. Okay, so you don't know the personal officer that Pepe talked to? Okay, all right, I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay, yeah.
I guess I just have a question for you guys. Like, if there was rug trafficking involved, that could have been a factor in this case. I mean, would that change your mind? Obviously, about things. Are they in the police station? Yeah, he's in there trying to get the car key and key to Dom's house after I think the crash.
She said Pepe's called about the personal stuff or something, and
Okay.
the Cadillac key fob and whatever else.
Let me look around. I might have to make some phone calls.
Okay, guys.
It's quiet for a few minutes on this one at first, so just give it like a minute. And I don't think anything has to do on her for pedal. Depends what role it played in the event. What if someone was like chasing them? I'm just hypothetically speaking. These are just like ideas that I'm going through in my head. I do believe Kenzie was skimming some of Dom's rugs.
Recording.
Obviously, somebody has the keys right now.
They could be, more likely, they're probably somewhere in the car. But they will find that when they go through and do the search warrant, okay?
This is bullshit. Somebody's got the keys. Somebody has the keys. Where's his phone at?
His phone is in,
And it's not with this phone.
no. From what they said, they went through, our detective, we have some property detectives. They went through, whatever Pepe asked for, we don't have.
Pepe said we could come and get the keys.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, because I'm gonna lose my shit here.
Yeah. And I'm trying to help you out as much as I can. But they said there are no house keys. From what they said, there's a Cadillac key fob. There are no house keys on it, though. It is just a key fob.
Well, my understanding, we were supposed to be able to come get the key fob. Well,
Yeah.
hold on. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, talk to this police officer, because I don't understand what he's telling me. It's like we should just kick in the door or something. It's because, hold on a second. Here.
Hi, Christine?
Yes.
Hi, Sergeant Cadet. So they looked, we have the Cadillac key fob, but there's no house keys on that key
Yes, this is Dom's parents talking about the Cadillac key fob.
fob.
Well, that's a key to my car. That's my car.
Okay.
You have to at least give me the key fob.
I will see if there's a detective working, because I don't have access to that. Let me see if the one detective's working who has access to it, one of our property guys.
Okay.
But everything else, they're doing a search warrant on the car on Thursday. So,
Like, did he die with anything else in his pockets, like a wallet
Well,
or ID or anything? Or
anything-
No, we just don't know that.
I don't know, unfortunately. And anything that would have been on him would have been down at the coroner's office.
Okay.
So,
Right. So his belongings were probably maybe in the car, the keys, maybe.
correct.
Who knows? We didn't even take an ID. I don't know.
Well, correct.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What about a cell phone?
We-
Where's his cell phone?
We have a couple cell phones. I don't know, once again, I wasn't working, but I know they have at least one or two cell phones that we have in
Okay.
evidence.
So when can I get those back?
Probably once they're done with their search warrants investigation. So, once again, I'm not working the case, so I can't give you specifics, you know what I mean?
What? Okay, so you don't have access to get the key fob.
No, there may
What do I
be,
do for that now?
let me ask, there may be a detective working, let me see if he's working, he could
Okay,
probably
yeah, I mean,
get
it's a
it.
key to I mean, the car's in my name. It's my car.
Yeah.
It's my car key.
Yeah, let me see,
Alright.
if not,
I do want to point out that it is true though that Miss Russo she is the law enforcement, knows people, etc. That doesn't mean anything bad or good. I'm just pointing out the facts. So did they get to Dom's phone? One of them. Maybe. Interesting comments.
all them who work, all of our bureau works Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. They can get access to that. I just don't have access to our evidence stuff.
Okay,
So let me go see if he's working, and he could probably get that.
okay.
But there's no house keys on that key fob.
Okay, I can identify the house keys if I know what kind of keys you pull out of the car.
Well, yeah, and that's something for the
I mean,
detectives in a
I
couple
don't-
of days.
I mean, you should have been able to search the car and set it into an inventory tub.
Well, and once again, I don't
I
know,
don't understand.
I don't know what they did down there. I mean, I wasn't
Okay,
there,
well, I'm
so,
just saying, I don't think you need a search warrant for the car.
yeah, so,
But, all right, well, I'm just saying, I gotta be able to be consulted, make a note of it, that if there's property in the car, that's my son's, okay, it's not getting released to the other family.
well, no,
And
yeah,
same with that other little black kid, okay?
no, correct. They're gonna go, I mean,
I find it inappropriate, but who's she referring to as the other little black kid? Davion? Is Davion? I'm confused here. I'm confused. Hmm.
so,
But, all right, well, I'm just saying, I gotta be able to be consulted, make a note of it, that if there's property in the car, that's my son's, okay, it's not getting released to the other family.
well, no,
And
yeah,
same with that other little black kid, okay?
no, correct. They're gonna go, I mean, they'll go through all of it. I don't, you know, once again, you'll have to talk to the detectives when they do all that
Well,
stuff.
nobody calls us back, so make some notes
Yeah,
in the
nobody
Well-
thinks
computer.
I'm good.
Yeah, so, you'll wanna talk to, I mean, at least Sergeant Cravatis is the one who's in charge of the bureau, so maybe try.
Okay.
And actually, unfortunately, I think he was out of the office today, so,
All right, well, make sure you give my ex-husband the contact information of who I have to contact, so that there's no confusion.
nope,
okay?
I will. And then let me go check to see if our detective's working, so give me 1 minute to see if he's
Hey,
here.
did Dominic wear the suit like around his neck, the house suit?
All right. No,
I even told her, I was like, just tell them they can search the car, what do you care?
Yeah, so,
And she's like, it wasn't her car. I was thinking, I was sitting in the car this morning,
yeah,
or the
so
other car,
they're all gone for the day.
okay,
That's Sergeant Cravatis, he should be in tomorrow, if not Lieutenant Mason.
okay, so who do we want?
Sergeant Cravatis.
Okay.
Try him first. Usually, they're here 8 to 4.
Okay,
All of our detectives are gone. The one guy just left at 6 o'clock,
right,
who has access to it. And unfortunately, I don't have any access
right.
to it.
Well, the key to the house is what we need, so.
Correct, and they checked the key fob and it wasn't on that, so it's probably in the car. And,
Right.
and until they do the search warrant on her car, they can't,
So what do you gotta do to get a search warrant on a car? I don't,
they have it, they just have to execute it, that's all.
I'm sorry?
They have to just, they're doing all the paperwork and then they'll
So I
execute.
know how you're trying to get a search warrant for somebody's house, but what do you do for a car? Same thing, you gotta
Yeah.
go to a judge and shit?
Correct, same exact thing. So,
Like, you think it's just like, when it's broad
Well,
daylight, the whole car's
well,
ripped open, you know?
yeah, but part of the thing too is, once they tow it from there,
Right.
and because we as patrol officers don't do all that, the detectives go back and do it, and you have that time frame of, the case kind of goes cold where, when they're down there, they can look, but once they tow it, you do a basic inventory, but
Shit disappears, and the car's
Well,
ripped
correct.
right open too.
that's where we have it secured.
Oh, it's in a police impound lot. Oh,
Yeah.
I just
No,
thought,
no,
you
no,
know,
no,
some
no,
smoke
no,
picked it
no,
up.
no, we have it secured.
Okay,
And that's why they come back, even that, because they don't work, all weekend long, if there's Monday through Friday.
Right.
So you have a day or two, so then they have to go get the search warrant, and then they go execute it, which is going through the car, inventorying
Right.
every single thing, and then also stuff like the diagnostics, all the stuff that comes with the car data.
this is crazy.
Correct.
On that 360, whatever the
Well,
app was,
and
whatever.
that's what multiple people have called us about,
Said 90 miles an hour.
that information
Did
too.
you hear that?
Yes.
So what the fuck, what was the hurry?
Don't know. And I hate to say it, there probably wasn't a good reason for it, you know what I mean?
It doesn't make any sense.
No. So, sorry, I couldn't be of more help.
No worries, buddy. My
okay.
son outside waiting.
All right. So if you need anything,
Okay. That'll be on the videos tab. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything. At this exact moment in time about that. But we'll touch back on that interview. I thought that was a very interesting clip. Let's move on. Don't think I'll forget that. It's in my notes. We'll come back to that later. We're gonna watch Miss Russo's interview too. Let's move on. Let's move on to the whole Kendall situation. Like what we don't know what really happened there, but now we're gonna read the police report, right? The whole girl down the stairs thing. This is also something else that I think, like, at the end of the day, yeah, we have our opinions about what happened that day, but we don't know what happened that day. And I have not read through these like investigative reports about the stair situation. So let's move on. There's 3 of them, so let's read them. There's a lot of moving pieces here that I think will make sense later. Yeah, I agree. Conspiracy. Conspiracy says something about the I love you text message seems off to me. We're allowed to have our opinions, right? We can think differently. We can agree to disagree. We don't have to have the same opinions and thoughts. It's just not a very professional way to talk. I'm just saying that. Yes, that's true. It was. The I love you was around 2:30 to 3 a.m. and the accident was around 5:30. Okay, let's get into these. Hold please. I have another screen pulled up. I have so many reports pulled up. I need to make sure I'm reading the right one. Okay. Okay, here's the thing, you guys. Like, we don't have to. I know people are victims in the case. Like, I know. Hello. Do you know who you're talking to? Like, we know. We get it. That doesn't mean that other things aren't possible. And just because we explore other options doesn't mean that we are saying that anything bad about the victims. But just because someone's not here also doesn't just erase their life and their past. Like, it really doesn't. Does it matter as much? No, probably not. But I mean, like, come on now. Let's keep it real. I hope that came out the right way. I'm not trying to be a cold-hearted bitch because I'm not. On December 31st, 2021. Yeah, what? Yeah, I sounded like a bee. I responded for a medical report of an injured female. Upon arrival, Strongsville Medic 4 was pulling out of the driveway with victim Kendall. A fire captain who was also on scene advised me minutes before arrival a group of individuals were arguing about what had happened to Kendall that caused her injury, and they appeared they were going to fight. Thank you, Jules. All of these individuals had left prior to my arrival. The house in which the party had occurred was completely shut and the screen door was locked. When I was attempting to open it to knock on the inner door, all of the lights on the house were on and no one responded to me knocking. I spoke briefly with Kendall's father, Jason, who came to the location after he learned of what had happened to his daughter. He did not know much of what had occurred. However, he was told his daughter fell down, striking her face. I obtained Jason's phone number and then released him from the scene as he needed to go to Metro where his daughter Kendall was being transported to. I also spoke very briefly with Natalie Shirilla, who was a parent of one of the individuals attending the party. Natalie did not know any more information than I did, aside from being the person that summoned the police to the location for Kendall. This is interesting. She summoned the police. So Natalie Shirilla called 911, and yeah, shout out to Plunder. I got this from her. I don't know. I think this situation there could be other things going on. Yes, I agree, Melly. We can respect victims, still realize that their lives also tell a story. Yeah, and we can sit here and be like, okay, we don't want to talk about the victims, but like at the end of the day, what was going on with Dom and Kenzie and their rugs, it's illegal. Whether we think that morally it's wrong or right, that's a whole different thing. We're gonna talk about morals. Like, it stems from even to how our parents think. Like, that's a whole different thing. But in the eyes of the law, you're not allowed to just go, do all of that. When do you get caught? I don't know. Like, but it's just facts. Like, rug dealing is a crime. As much as we can say we smoke blunts all day long, drink all the drinks we want, some people use shrooms medically, not medically. I mean, I don't know why I'm tiptoeing around what is around all of society, like all of these things. So let's continue. So Natalie Sherlock, okay, on scene, I spoke with OVI Davion, who stated he was downstairs playing pool at the time Kendall suffered her injury. Davion stated that he had only heard a loud thump from upstairs. When he investigated, he found Kendall was injured. Davion stated that he stayed with Kendall until medics arrived. Why I'm like feeling a little bit different is because I hung out with my parents this weekend, and like I was telling my dad, like, oh, how, remember when I was like partying a lot and like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, yeah, what if I was like also selling a bunch of rugs? And he was just like, what do you mean? And I like explained, and he was just like, I don't think I would, what do you mean? He's like, I'm not going to be okay with it. And it was just interesting because we're very different, him and I. I was a very wild child, but it's a big deal what was going on here from all aspects of this case. Davion stated that he had only heard a loud thump from upstairs. When he investigated, he found Kendall was injured. Davion stated he stayed with Kendall until the medics arrived. Davion is such a sweetheart. Davion did have an approximate 6-inch circumference blood stain on his white shirt, left shoulder, from where he presumably had been holding Kendall's head to keep it steady. Davion stated he had known Kendall for a few years from high school, and when he observed her injuries, they included bleeding from the nose, a swollen eye, gurgling blood from the mouth. Ooh. Davion further stated that he was told by an unknown female in a red dress that Kendall passed out and fell down a whole flight of stairs that had no carpet or cushioning. Yikes. Who decided, you know what? I'm just following the rules of the world, okay? I don't want to end up in jail and have you guys sending me packages. Do you hear me? Yeah, he did have the biggest heart. JK. Salud, Lintonero. Dealing pew-pews gets dangerous. Yeah, it does. It's a dangerous world. Rugs and pew-pews and very hostile situations. I did speak with another individual who was there after Jason found some further information from girls that were with his daughter. Guini stated that she was in the kitchen at the time Kendall fell. She didn't see anyone near her or did not believe Kendall was maliciously attacked or pushed. There's a reason why I'm reading this to you right now. Do you feel it in your soul? The friend didn't think that it was a malicious attack or that she was pushed. So where did that narrative get created from, and who was it coming from? Is it coming from someone that's reasonable? Is it coming from someone that hates Kenzie? Because let's be real, some of you can't stand Kenzie and probably won't even hear me out on some Kenzie stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't know for sure. We've assumed Kenzie has pushed her, but like, we don't know that. At the end of the day, she shouldn't get charged with it. I'll get you some jewelry from Thank you, Jules. Yeah, please send me some jewelry and some lip gloss. Lintonero can be like, yeah, Lintonero can send me something too. Through Melly reading the text, we all got to watch Dom grow from a boy into a man. Okay, so she didn't believe Kendall was maliciously attacked or pushed. I also left messages with Karina and MACKENZIE, who is the daughter of Natalie. I spoke further with Jason, who stated that Kendall was going in for surgery, and the doctor stated she had a skull fracture and brain bleeding beyond her other external injuries. That's wild. I have to sneeze. I've been sneezing a lot. I feel like it's something in my garden. But I don't care. Yeah, I heard the injuries to Kendall were very bad. Jason further stated doctors could not discern whether the injuries occurred from a fall or assault, however, ruled them both equally possible. I advise Jason to inform me if any changes to the status of his daughter and any information she may recall if she regains consciousness. Jason stated he will also have further names to provide me of those at the party, as he and his wife asked around to the parents of the teens. Davion also made a statement that this home is occupied by Dominic, who hosted the party, and he thought maybe passed out in the residence. Dominic is previously associated with the address and has an added OIV. Davion also believed that Kendall was intoxicated and had asked me questions. I don't know if they mean Dominic because it says a different name. Davion also believed that Kendall was intoxicated and asked me questions regarding the fact that he believed Kendall drank so little alcohol, however, appeared to him to be extremely intoxicated. Davion also stated he didn't think Kendall really drinks much normally, if ever. Davion indicated that there were more underage drinkers at this location too, but did not recognize many of the people here this evening. One of Kendall's friends also indicated that she believed Kendall was drunk as well. Okay, let me pull up the next document. So we ran Kendall. This is a very interesting situation here. Okay, this is from one of the other detectives. So let me pull it up. This is on 5/11/2022. So this is when he met with Kendall. Supplemental follow-up. I met with Kendall and her mother at Strongsville Police Department. I advised them that my investigation indicated that Kendall's fall was accidental. We all agreed that there was an underage party taking place on the night in question. I can't help but think if Miss Russo here pulled some strings, and I don't mean that with any hate or any type of feeling. I'm just saying, considering she is in law enforcement. Was toxicology done on Kendall? That would be a good question. Offender involved or victim. They need to get these names right. Wouldn't they have all been underage drinking? Yeah. Technically on Miss Russo's property, because Dom didn't own it. Respectfully. You know, like he lived there and I'm sure maybe he helped her pay. No, she didn't die. Kendall didn't die. I met with Kendall and her mother. I advised them that my investigation indicated that the fall was accidental. We all agreed that there was underage partying taking place that night. We all agreed that almost all the juveniles in attendance fled in order to avoid apprehension for their participation at that underage party. We agreed that Kendall shouldn't have been removed from the residence after her fall. We all agreed that she was most likely moved to aid in covering up the underage party. We all agreed that once Dominic locked his home and turned off the lights and refused to answer his door for the responding officers, there was no way to prove any of it. So this is like interesting to me because we saw that Dom bought her a purse. Remember the text messages. Now I'm asking you to remember. Wake up. Do you remember now? Where they talk about the purse and Kenzie got mad because Dom bought Kendall a purse, but I hadn't read this report before. So this is a little different. It's a little different. Despite all of this, there was no evidence that she was pushed. There was something going on here. And that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Of course, Mamacita. I know, Osmom, you have been reading a lot of the text. I've seen you. During our conversation, Kendall admitted to taking a hit of Mary Jane on the night in question and also nursing a White Claw energy drink. However, her tox report from the hospital showed trace of amounts of benzodiazepines. What? So we're over here blaming people, but like at the end of the day, what was going on here? Yeah. I don't. I don't think Kenzie pushed her. I don't think Kenzie had anything to do with this other than anyone else who was there banging and slanging. And you know what I mean by that. Whatever you think I mean is probably what I mean. Um, I feel some type of way. Mhm. Yeah. No, I don't think benzos go in lean unless you want to pop a benzo with a shot of lean for educational purposes only. This this is a bigger deal to me than I think probably to you guys because I'm so far deep in. Someone's gonna have to pull me out. Someone's gonna have to pull me out before there's problems here. She claimed that she was never willing to take that drug. This led to speculation that she may have been drugged. There was other investigations going on around this time. Hello? What? She was roofied? Yo. A lot. Kendall and her mother and I requested I reach out to those in attendance once more to see if new information came to light. They also signed a waiver releasing Kendall's medical records to me. They wanted me to look into the benzodiazepine post. I agreed to do so. I can't. I don't see Kenzie doing that. I really don't. She could be a lot of things. Kenzie can be a lot of things, but I don't see her doing that. Okay. And take that from me. You guys, I think, know who I am and how I feel and who I have been covering this case. Well, it's there. I'm just saying there's other stuff going on here. 5/11 to 5/31, 2022. Mamacita, Ohio says, Melly, you are very smart and you are on the right track of what happened. Hmm. Medical records request was sent, waiting on a response. I called a few juveniles I had originally spoke to see if they had any new information to share. Mackenzie, Shirilla, and Gwynnie did not. I then reached out to some other juveniles that were allegedly at the party. One of them who spoke with me, her name was Taylor. She advised me that she actually witnessed Kendall fall down the steps. She stated that Kendall dropped something as she was walking towards the steps. She thought it was her phone. However, she wasn't sure. However, she saw Kendall bend over to pick up the item. When she did, she lost her balance and fell headfirst down the steps. She stated that it was an accident and that nobody pushed her. I think you guys are catching on. Well, it does. I asked her if she would email me a statement, and she did so on May 31st. This was just like 2 months before the crash. The more I investigate, the more I find this matter was accidental. Her account explains why Kendall came down the stairs abruptly head first. It helps explain when the injury was so traumatic. I will relay what I found to Kendall and her mother. Yes, he does, Emily. I'm on it. I'm on it like you don't even know. Okay, next report. Let's move on. This is from another did I just read this? Um oh, I think this is from a different detective, but yeah, let's read through this too. It's from a different detective about that night. A couple pages. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I've worked at Big Pharma. Witnesses never seen anything. Oh boy, that's not good. Mhm. Okay, next police report by Detective Bartlett. On December 31st, 2021, at approximately 23:27 hours. Hi, Jakey. Hours, Southwest Dispatch received a 911 call advising of a female with a head injury at 20150. They dispatched medics to the scene. Upon the medics' arrival, they discovered a teenage female with severe injury to the right side of her face and head. She was accompanied by several other teenagers. The medics were advised by these females that the injured girl had been drinking and fell down a flight of wooden steps into the residence. They carried her out of the home and towards the street to meet medics prior to their arrival. Medics transported the injured female, later identified as Kendall, due to the seriousness of her injuries. Medics then advised, oh, I have to sneeze, Southwest Dispatch. The important thing is not is the important thing is how Kendall got that and who gave her that. Okay, connect the dots here. Not that I'm saying those two are connected, because I'm not. I'm just saying, like, what the hell was going on this night? Medics then advised South Dispatch of the possibility of an underage drinking party at the location. The teenagers on the scene heard that SPD was en route and began to flee that area. SPD officers arrived on scene at approximately 23:50 hours and discovered the home's interior was completely dark and nobody would answer the door. Officers then spoke with fire captain that remained on the scene. He also spoke with one of the witnesses named Davion Flanagan, who remained on scene as well. Flanagan advised responding officers that he was inside the home when the injury occurred. He did not see what had happened, but did hear a loud thump. January 3rd, 2022. I was assigned the case mid-shift. Although reported as an accident fall, there are some factors that has a family concerned that it could be something else. Yep. Hmm. I contacted Kendall's father. He was in the hospital at the time at his daughter's bedside. He advised me that she never regained consciousness and had surgery to relieve pressure from several brain bleeds. This was like so serious. He advised his daughter suffered multiple facial fractures in addition to the severe school injury. He was clearly tired and depressed. He explained his concerns as to whether his daughter actually fell. His daughter toxicology, well, they hadn't seen it yet. They hadn't found the benzos yet at this time. Despite teenagers on scene, Kendall was consuming alcohol and fell. I provided him with my information and, I would be looking into the matter. I contacted Strongsville Fire Department to speak with medics who were on the scene that night and get more details from them. I was advised that both were currently working, but due to the extended time off after today, I drove to SFD to get their statements. Hapner and Zippy advised that when they arrived on scene, Kendall was lying face upward with her head in the arms of another girl. I'm confused because I thought it was Davion. They were next to a car in the gravel driveway. Hafner and Zippy stated that there was approximately 9 teenagers on scene, 8 white females and 1 black male. Also present were a white couple that were in their mid-50s. The medic stated that everyone was quiet on scene and it was difficult to get information on what happened. Eventually, one of the females present stated that Kendall fell down a flight of wooden steps. Then they called 911 and brought her outside. Another female on the scene advised that Kendall had consumed 1 White Claw beverage prior to falling. The medics then asked if anyone on scene could contact Kendall's parents to advise them of what had happened. The unidentified 50-year-old-ish white female stated that she could Facebook Messenger Kendall's mother. Kendall's parents then arrived on scene. Her mother rode with her daughter to the hospital. Her father remained on the scene and spoke with SPD briefly before responding to the hospital as well. Later, the medics faxed me their bullet point style statement. After leaving the medics, I drove to the home to speak with the homeowners about this incident. Nobody was home. I wanted to retain the element of surprise for a later date. I performed a TLOXP record search of the address to ascertain the identity of the residents. 35 results were found that indicate it is most likely a rental property. Drove past the property again on the January 4th, 2022. No cars were present. At this point, I will make contact after I have identified, located, and spoke to the witnesses who were present that night. January 5th, I placed calls to Davion Flanagan and Natalie Shirilla. I left voicemail messages with my contact information requesting a call back. January 6th, a student named Ashley provided Officer McKinney a list of people who were at the party that night that Kendall was injured. I took the list to SHS and spoke with MACKENZIE Shirilla. Shirilla verified that the list was accurate. She stated that she was the one who decided to throw the party. It took place at her boyfriend Dominic Russo's house. Shirilla's mother on speakerphone the entire time with her daughter when I spoke with her. MACKENZIE stated that she did not see Kendall fall. She only witnessed the aftermath. She advised me that Emily, Karina, and Winnie witnessed the fall. This is important to me. Really. I don't think it was Kenzie. I don't. I think there's something else going on here. Can agree to disagree. Or agree to agree. Either or. Agreed. Nah. This is yeah. Chris says I don't think she did either. Nah, there's something else here. I'm just saying, like, just because someone says that someone is bad doesn't mean that they're bad. Does that make sense? It's like gossip. If someone doesn't like someone, obviously they're not going to say very nice things about them. I then asked MACKENZIE for her boyfriend Dominic Russo's phone number so I could contact him about this incident. She told me that she asked and he advised her not to share his phone number with me. He told her that he does not like the police and would not be cooperating with an investigation. Interesting, because he was the one trying to buy her, like, what, $1,000 purse? someone cleaned up for someone here. He told her he will not cooperate with the investigation. I advised her that his actions make him seem cold and uncaring about the injuries to Kendall that happened in his home. She agreed and told me she would convince him to speak with me days before on end. Yeah, I'm feeling some type of way. I don't know my emotions right now. Let's talk about our emotions. Yeah. I'm bothered. I'm bothered. I'm bothered. I then attempted to speak with Karina. She was absent from school. I called her, no answer. My girl Hella in here. Hella raid. Thank you, Hella. Excited utterance in the house. Raiding us. That kind of raid, I'm okay with. Shout out to all the Hella people coming in. Appreciate you, Hella. Everyone make sure you are subbed up to Hella. I'll drop her link actually. What kind of purse was it, right? I'm sure his mother just advised him. No, you guys, like we can't keep doing that. Like there's a lot of instances where you know, connections and stuff come into play. Thank you, Hella. I appreciate you. Cree. Okay, Hella. Everyone subscribe to Hella too. She rates us all the time. Very nice of her. This is crazy. I had Gwynnie meet me in the SRO office to speak about this matter. He stated that she was speaking with Kendall moments prior to her fall. She knew Kendall was getting texts from her parents telling her to come home. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Gwynnie took a Red Bull from an outer pocket of Kendall's backpack. Kendall then told, we'll just say Gwynnie because it's cute, that she was going to run downstairs to retrieve Karina's coat so that they could leave. If you guys remember, I thought that Kenzie had problems with Karina. No? Or yes? Hello, Biscuit. Hello, Hellaraid. Good to see everyone. Thank you for being here. Kendall was on Kenzie's hate list, but not just on Kenzie's. Yeah, me too. Other witnesses are all of a sudden blind. Yeah, you know. Am I not remembering that right? Or yeah, about Karina. We're gonna start on text again tomorrow because we need to get caught up. Yeah, she did have problems with her. Exactly. She stated she was speaking with Kendall moments prior to her fall. She knew Kendall was getting texts from her parents telling her to come home. Gwynnie took, oh, I already read that part, my bad. She was going to retrieve Karina's coat downstairs. Gwynnie turned around and opened the Red Bull and she heard Kendall fall. She did not see it. I received Emily Moore's phone number from Mackenzie. I emailed her from the SRO office and we spoke about the incident. She stated that she was in the basement at the time Kendall fell. She said that Kendall hit the stair wall and then the basement floor. She stated that it was almost like she missed all the steps before striking the floor violently. Moore stated that the event was so shocking and gruesome that it made her sick to her stomach. She stated that she ran outside and immediately began to vomit. She did not hear any commotion or have any warning sign that Kendall was about to fall. She said it all happened so fast. Moore confirmed that account and that the home was extremely hot and uncomfortable inside. I spoke with Kendall's father and relayed the information that I had discovered so far. He advised me that Kendall was still in the hospital. However, she has improved since we last spoke. She is conscious and able to speak a little, but only a few words at a time. She still has severe trauma to her face in school and will be in the hospital for quite some time. She's still too tired and injured to answer questions about how she was injured. I don't know. Like, is it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't just a push, babes. This was not just a push, okay? This was a, I'm a push her and she gonna be hurt or dead. She had a skull fracture. Maybe it was just a fall. Okay, so then if it's just a fall, then it wasn't Kenzie. Then I think that we need to drop that narrative. But the rugs, who did that, etc. I don't know about that. I have questions if there was other rug situations involved, etc. Do you see what I'm saying? If I'm connecting other things to that whole subject, clearly there's something bigger here in the picture. But nobody said that they think it was Kenzie. Well, let's read. Let's see if someone reports that they think it was Kenzie. I explained that according to those I spoke with, the incident appears to have been accidental. I told them that I am not uncovering anything indicating her injury was a result of something intentional. She expressed slight agreement. However, he was still upset about other aspects surrounding the incident, her dad. The underage the underage party, the apparent lack of parental supervision, the removal of his daughter from school, from inside the home and placed into a gravel, I don't know why I said school, um, gravel driveway near the street. She was moved from the inside to the placed into a gravel driveway near the street. The fact that nobody who was there called 911 for his daughter. Hmm. The juveniles fleeing the area, the homeowner turning off the lights and not cooperating when the police arrived. He feels that there was illegal drinking and possible drug activity in the home that night. He was upset that those who were there were more concerned with getting caught for that activity than helping his daughter. Boy. He has been scouring his daughter's phone while she was unconscious in the hospital. He found a text that she had sent Mackenzie that night asking how much marijuana she could buy for 20. He realizes that she may have been making bad decisions that night herself. Yet, according to him, the hospital had told her her tox was negative for drugs and alcohol, except with a minor amount of benzos. He may have the name wrong. He was immediately exhausted by everything going on. He wasn't sure if it was something she took or the hospital administered when she arrived. I advised him to relax and focus on his daughter's recovery. I advised them that we were under no time rush. He agreed and asked to meet with me sometime the following week. He places another call to Karina. Again, no callback. Hmm. Um, calls him again, January 13th. He calls back and informs me that Kendall had made improvements. She was moved from ICU to the trauma step down unit and moved again to the rehab unit. All are positive movements. However, she is now out of the woods yet. The doctors think she may have permanent brain damage and partial vision loss. He states that they have not discussed the accident with her yet. She's having a hard time understanding why she's in the hospital and the extent of her injuries. She has difficulty recalling the day and month it is. I told Mr. the dad to call me when she has her when he has her medical records and is ready to share text messages that he has from Kendall's phone. He stated he would. He then asked if he could get a copy of the 911 audio. I advised that he could, but that I would prefer not to release it yet, on the slim chance that we would try to prove some sort of criminal charge. He understood. Could it be possible that Kenzie's covering for someone? Like, why are we so opposed to that? Davion was the only male there. No, Natalie came, I think, to when it happened. I think Kenzie called her. No, Kendall doesn't want to speak about it from what I've understood. January 27th, I spoke with Karina. She stated that she was best friends with Kendall and her parents are blaming her for what had happened. I think Kenzie would cover. No, it's all hearsay. There's no proof that it was Mackenzie other than hearsay. But I mean, a lot of things could be hearsay, I guess. She stated that the fall was accidental. She stated that Kendall picked her up from work. They drove to the get-go before the party to buy Kendall 2 Red Bull energy drinks. She told Karina she was tired and drank one whole Red Bull on their drive to the party. She sipped on the second one while at the party. She stated that Kendall was not drinking because she was supposed to be the designated driver. Karina said that Kendall did not take a hit of Mary Jane, did take one hit of Mary Jane when she first arrived at the party. Karina stated that Kendall was an experienced user and that the one hit did not impair her at all. Also, the Mary Jane use was prior to her fall, hours prior to her fall. In the meantime, she nursed one white claw alcoholic beverage. Covering for her. Good question. Good question. At the end of the day, like, yeah, Kenzie would threaten Dom a lot and stuff, but at the end of the day, she was holding his info down. She was dealing with him. She would threaten to call the police, but she didn't. He was on the larger scale of things, so for being a younger girl, like, she was definitely participating, don't get me wrong. Karina stated that Kendall was getting large amounts of messages from her mother while at the party. Kendall spent a lot of time preoccupied on her phone. She became concerned with her mother told her to come home or she would go there and break up the party. Kendall then went to go downstairs and grab their coats so they could leave immediately after the New Year ball dropped. That was when she fell. Karina did not see the fall. She did hear it and ran to her aid. Karina stated that she was holding Kendall and did not want her moved. She was dragged away from Kendall while others moved her outside. People at the party knew she needed the medical attention. However, they did not want to get in trouble for rug use and alcohol use. Karina stated that Dominic Russo often hosts underage drinking and drug parties at his house. He rents the home from his mother. He has no roommates that she knows of. She stated that she and Kendall have been to a couple of their parties in the past and had knowledge of how the house was laid out. Karina stated that the house had steep steps with metal edges. She said that if I saw them, I would understand how easy it would be to fall. I advised her that Russo was not cooperating with my investigation. She stated she would try to get photographs of the steps for me. This is wild. My brain is on a whole different planet right now. I think there's bigger players here. I think there's bigger players here. February 16, 2022. I called and spoke with Kendall's parents in order to get an update on their daughter's condition. They stated that she has made a remarkable recovery from her accident. She has regained vision in her affected eye and is walking. She wears a helmet due to their portion of her school that was removed. Barbie, get out of my head, Barbie. I want to be Barbie. There's a lot of cover up going on from all kinds of people. Thank you, Janie Jack. Yes. February 16th. Yeah. Paula's my girl. Um This is wild. However, she's scheduled for surgery to repair her skull, and then she will be on her way to being held up. Her parents state that she's in good spirits. I asked if she recalled what happened to her that night. They stated that she does not. She has lost her memory from about 15 minutes prior to her trauma all the way through the following weeks that she was in a coma. Why am I not like, why? Okay, so she doesn't remember 15 minutes prior. Kenzie also doesn't remember in the accident. Well, according to her. There's so much cover up. There is so much going on here, you guys. There's multiple pieces, multiple people. There's just a lot of things going on here. Yes. Yes. This is very common memory loss. Something in the water causing amnesia. So when I visit Ohio, don't drink the water. Asked if she recalled what happened to her that night. She does not. She has lost her memory from 15 minutes prior. She has zero memory of that time period. She can't assist in figuring out what had happened to her. Her parents are adamant that she was victimized. They are relying on verbal statements made by medics and hospital staff on the night she was injured. They indicated that they thought there was foul play involved based solely on the magnitude of Kendall's injury. However, according to her parents, the medical professionals never documented such beliefs in writing on her medical records. We spoke for 55 minutes about this case. I explained to them the obstacles in proving that this was anything other than a tragic accident. Despite their feelings to the contrary, I advised that I needed tangible proof. They stated that they would revisit the matter with Kendall's doctors to see if they would place their beliefs in writing. They asked if I would reach out to some of the children that were there one more time and see if they would shed new light on the night in question. I advised them that I would. They also stated that they had text messages from a male student at the high school who advised them that he may have witnessed the fall. They were going to forward that info to me as another lead to follow up on. Lastly, they expressed their concerns with Dominic Russo and his behaviors that night. I advised them that we were aware and have increased our police presence in that area. I offered them special attention on their residents if they would like it. They were worried about Dom. I'm so confused, not picking up. Listen, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, you will at some point. Might not be today. Patience. Excuse me? Why are Kendall's parents worried about Dom? Yeah. I have preguntas. Yeah, that's questions in Spanish, in español. Listen, I just know that it was not Kenzie who pushed Kendall down the stairs. March 3rd, 2022. Kendall's parents never provided me with the information that they had the new lead. They also, despite multiple requests, never provided me with Kendall's medical records. There is no evidence to contradict that this event was simply an accidental fall. However, there are indications that this fall took place at Domino Russo's house while he was hosting an underage party where rugs and alcohol were being consumed. The evidence to that fact is only hearsay, nothing else. Wild. That is a wild thing. Okay, there was a lot, I think, going on that night. And there's a lot of other things that we might not ever know. I want to go back to the investigative report that we hadn't finished yet. Let's go ahead and finish that. That is wild. I wanted to read that to you so you can connect the dots. We left off on think it was Christine Russo's interview. We're gonna watch that too. Okay, yeah, I think this is Angela's portion. Let's finish this documentative report by the main detective. There was a payoff somewhere. Exactly. In my opinion, hypothetically only. I'm crazy. Don't listen to me. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a professional. I'm not on no one's paying me. No one's convincing me. I'm not friends with any of these people. We clear there? Good. Let's move on. I specifically asked Angelo if he knew from Dominic about threats. Okay, so we were on the report. I know it's been a couple days. Detective Hazu, we read the part about Angelo. We've also have heard that interview. I believe this is where we left off. I asked specifically if Angelo knew from Dominic about threats, that Dominic made threats about Mackenzie in 2022. In closing, I asked Angelo what he thought happened in the car immediately before the crash, given his knowledge of Dominic and Mackenzie and his description about the relationship. So I showed you that paperwork because it wasn't Kenzie who pushed Kendall down the stairs. It's levels to things. Thank you, Barbie. Lots of levels. Money. Why is money always like a factor too? And she's not suicidal. Who? Me or Kenzie? Because they found out he was having parties with alcohol and drugs. Dinuzo says, oh, Dinuzo. Am I saying that right? Wait, why would her parents not cooperate? Well, I think something happened with their parents. Money talks, wealth whispers. She send a little money my way. Was Dom's mom really an attorney? Yes, she is. Angela Russo suspected Dominic might have tried talking Mackenzie down. Angela doubted Dominic was at the time of the crash. According to him, Dominic had plans about owning his own business. This is where we left off. I called Deanna, who agreed. Deanna is Tyler. Sorry, not Taylor. Taylor or Tyler. I'm getting confused with Taylor Proctor. Tyler. Kenzie's ex-boyfriend. It's his mom. The calls went straight to voicemail. I called Mike from National Business Broker. He gave me the number for Deborah. I called again Deanna. After ringing, the call went to voicemail. I was unable to leave a message. I called Deborah. She was identified as Reverend Coon's caretaker. I asked her to speak with the Coons. She explained he cannot hear very well. As such, she offered to put me on the speaker and convey my message to him. I explained the incident I was investigating and asked for consent to photograph the inside and outside of the church. This is where we left off on the church incident. He agreed and gave Myers permission and me to meet at the church at noon. When asked if he was interested in filing criminal charges, Coons said yes. Data from Mackenzie's Snapchat. Snapchat was obtained pursuant to a search warrant signed by Cuyahoga County. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Common Pleas Judge John J. Russo, August 29, 2022, and executed the same day via Snapchat's law enforcement email account. On August 30th, Snapchat complied and provided Detective Glover with me with 6 zipped folders of her Snapchat. He searched all of the data. He then created a folder titled Evidence from Snap Return. This is, you guys, so like at the time of their crash, they were doing like a drug investigation as well. Yeah. Yeah, they were. Given the quantity of data, Detective Glover used the following subfolders to categorize data that could be pertinent to my investigation. I reviewed that data set aside by Detective Glover while I focused my efforts primarily on the crash investigation. Detective Glover sought information relating to drug activity. I think the whole rug activity is bigger than we think here. I think we've all been so in our head with specific parts of information, and that's okay. but I think there was a bigger thing going on here. And does that have anything to do with the crash? Maybe, maybe not. Like, maybe, maybe not. At the end of the day, you can take that how you want. Yes, Amanda. Cuyahoga. Okay, Cuyahoga. Thank you, Crafty Creations, for becoming a new member. Appreciate you. There's many topics. That's right, Kay. I mean, look at Stephen Howley. Appreciate you, Crafts, for becoming a member. B&E, Shirla, and Russo. The folder contained 26 total items, 8 of which were still photographs, while the rest were snap videos of Mackenzie and Dominic breaking into the church. Based on the metadata obtained from Mackenzie's account, the B&E appears to have occurred on July 19th, 2022. In several video recordings, Mackenzie and Dominic could be seen smoking what appeared to be a blunt while walking through the inside of their church. Mackenzie shows Mackenzie with an unidentified white male smoking suspected Mary Jane. The photo attaches a screenshot from the video. Mackenzie seen smoking Mary Jane and passed the B to other females. Majority of the clips, Mackenzie is smoking suspected Mary Jane. She's seen with a stack of 100s and $50 bills and 1 5. She's seen herself smoking a blunt while driving a Toyota with a passenger behind her. Shows suspected underage consumption of suspected alcohol beverage in the car. On July 22nd, 2022, Mackenzie and several unidentified friends record themselves at a party on a rooftop. So this is interesting because this is on July 22nd, 2022, so a couple days before the crash. If you guys didn't know, Dom and Davion were pulled over that day as well. I will be showing you guys that body cam. Which I think is also very important to some facts of this case. On June 25th, 2022, Mackenzie recorded herself consuming alcoholic beverages. Okay. I don't get what that says. On February 25th, 2022, Dominic sent Mackenzie a message stating, "I love you, but I can't deal with this every week with what's going on with my mom. If you want to be down, you can stay. But if you're going to put me through emotional stress, I can't keep doing this. It's only going to hurt me." Post-crash, Mackenzie recorded and posted several video clips of her in the hospital. Jamie Flanagan emailed me about Mackenzie's friend Rosie posting photos of them in the hotel room dressed up as Zaza and Drank for Halloween. We've seen those video and posts. Reckless driving, I have to sneeze. This folder contains 136 items. Wait. Oh, that's on Pinterest. Mackenzie's seen driving simultaneously on March 15th. A person in the driver's seat recorded a Snapchat video of the vehicle driving 90 miles per hour. Okay, these are snaps that we've already seen. Snap. September 30th, 2022. I called Deanna since I was unable to get in contact with her the previous day for our scheduled phone interview. Deanna stated she was available right away for a phone interview. As such, I conducted the 14-minute interview, which I summarized below. Deanna began by explaining that Deanna is Tyler Proctor's mother, I believe. By explaining that she had known Mackenzie through her son, Tyler Proctor, who dated her on and off around 10th or 11th grade. Deanna explained that some of Mackenzie's behavior caused her some concerns. The example she used had to do with the way Mackenzie's parents had raised her and their approval of certain behaviors, such as drinking and smoking. Deanna mentioned that Mackenzie bounced between 3 boyfriends, all of whom she believed Mackenzie argued with. She did not believe the relationships were healthy. When asked about threats towards her son, Deanna said she never heard the threats herself. She described Mackenzie as narcissistic. So she never heard the threats, but describes her as narcissistic. Doesn't know the other 2 people in their relationships, but says that they were not healthy. I mean, how are you going to make those assumptions without knowing the person? I reminded Deanna of the conversation she and I had on August 5th, 2022, when she mentioned that she believed Mackenzie had threatened to unalive herself and Dominic. I inquired about Deanna's source of information. She said she heard it from her son and his friend Joey. She heard it from her son and his friend Joey. When asked if she knew anything about Mackenzie's driving, Deanna said her son did not have permission to be with her in the car. She suspected having heard her son say she drove fast. If I'm being honest, I think the judge may have made an example of Mackenzie partly because of the rugs. There's a whole thing on the rugs missing, though, in the investigation. Many videos show the shoulder belt placed behind her. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, like, is the seatbelt thing that big of a deal? I mean, we don't know that she wasn't wearing it every single day of her life. I don't know, Green. I don't know if it was one or two laptops. I see the picture you're painting clearly. Interesting angle I've never considered. Consider it. I can understand why Millie doesn't think Monster Killer pushed that girl. I can't understand. Oh, why do you think that way? Because I just don't see that really, to be honest now. I did for a minute, but I think there's other deceptive people. Yeah, exactly. You don't make that amount from selling the puff puff. 3 boyfriends? Yeah, who was the other boyfriend? Because I don't think we heard from him, did we? I know we heard from Dom and Tyler. Who's the other boyfriend? Who knows? Drop it in the chat right now. Let me take a drink. Also, before we continue, tea time. Did you know that fight? Yes, that fight where she says, if you don't let me in, I'm gonna key your car and break your window and burn down your house, basically. I added that part, but I mean, basically. Okay. That call was actually recorded on someone else's cell phone. For a long time, I thought it was recorded on Dom's cell phone and that it was on Dom's trap phone. No, no. No, no. It was recorded on someone else's phone. Yeah, I know. Does that matter? Yes, it does. Nope. I think that's crazy, if you ask me. Let's continue. Detective Mason, Detective Glover, Detective Vanek, and I arrived at the Columbia Church of God. The church is also known as the Apostolic House of Glory. We were met by the key holder who lives next door to the church. He confirmed being the caretaker of the property. Okay. Detective Vanek flew the Strongsville PD drone over the property to obtain video documentation of its condition. I spoke with them. Both confirmed that no one had broken into the church since they filed the report on July 20th, 2022. Hadway pointed out an area near the main entrance to the church where he found a baseball bat. A subsequent search of the premise did not uncover the baseball bat. Once Detective Vanek finished the documentation of the exterior, he used a department-issued camera to take still photographs of the inside of the church. Wasn't it Davion's? No. No. It was someone else that's been brought up like once in this case, and I'm questioning that. And that person said it. We'll probably play the footage either today or tomorrow. I don't know when I'll get to that part. Hadway pointed out the area where he found a baseball bat. Okay, so there's Don breaking into the church. And then Kenzie tags along in a second. In a 12-second Snapchat video, Shirilla captured on Shirilla's phone, Dominic could be seen striking the same doorknob with the baseball bat. The video currently preserved in the digital folder is attached as a screenshot. Okay, on the Once inside the church, Detective Vanek took approximately 150 still photographs. The inside of the church matched photos and videos taken by Mackenzie and obtained from her Snapchat account. Upon returning to the station, I emailed the Detective Vansett the following. Just to keep you in the loop, earlier today, several SPD detectives and I went to the church on Root Road and met with the owner and his daughter. He's also the key holder and property caretaker. After obtaining consent from Reverend Coons, we entered the church and took pictures of the interior and exterior of the property. Mr. Coons also expressed an interest in pursuing criminal charges. I called Scott Flanagan to provide an update on the case. I particularly wanted him to know that on September 29th, I served Snapchat with a search warrant for Davion's account from July 25th until August 1st. I explained to Flanagan that I was unable to uncover evidence from the party on July 30th or the car ride from the Brushwood Lane that preceded the crash on July 31st. I also asked him if Davion's sister, Divine, was present at Dominic's birthday party that his father hosted a few days ago. Information about her presence was provided by Deanna during the phone interview earlier in that day. Flanagan stated he was unaware of Divine attending the party. He said he will check with her and let me know at a later time. At the request of the city of Strongsville prosecutor, I called Mark. Mark had left a voicemail earlier this week inquiring about the status of the case. He particularly mentioned that someone he knew saw Mackenzie at Blossom Music Center, an outdoor music venue and stage. I left him a voicemail requesting a call back. October 3rd, 2022. You need to realize that these people just lost their son, so they don't need to speak professionally. Oh, and Snap, it clicked in my brain. Barbie. Yeah, it was. A lot of moving parts here. Mm-hmm. Yes, Harry Potter. No, Nama. We don't know that yet. Oh, geez. You're close, are you, Barbie? Interesting what you guys are saying. Whose phone? This guy named Hey Green. Let's continue. October 30th, 2022. Detective Glover and I went to Tyler Proctor's residence. I received a reply to my mail from Sergeant Fox in which I requested a status update on the report. The EDR report, that is. I called Parma Heights PD. Someone from there was going to analyze the EDR data. October 5th, 2020, I replied to OSP Sergeant Fox asking him to recommend another party to review the ER data. On August 5th, when he downloaded and emailed the raw ER data to Detective Lieutenant Mason, he said he would have his report ready in approximately 1 month. Given how much time had passed since his original email, I sought a second party to review and analyze the EDR data. Sergeant Fox replied requesting the files and videos from the incident. It is worthy to note that I had already emailed him all the files pertaining to his portion of the investigation on August 8th and August 12th. I called Patrol Michael. He called me earlier in the day. He wanted to make me aware of 2 incidents that occurred on October 4th, where SPD officers had to deal with Mackenzie. At the time of the entry, patrol officers were still working on the case. Although I will not get directly involved, I will include the reports of the incident in the case jacket. Scott Flanagan emailed me information about a rumor heard from Deanna pertaining to Divine Flanagan having attended Dominic Russo's birthday party where she ran into Mackenzie and the two of them talked. Scott wrote in his email, I spoke with my daughter and she dispelled that rumor as she hasn't been attending any parties due to her intensive outpatient therapy work and her boyfriend. I spoke with Detective Glover about the recent incidents involving Mackenzie and the alleged threats she was receiving. Detective Glover informed me that he was contacted by Christine Russo, who reported that the reason Landon was not talking to us was because Mackenzie and her mother threatened Landon that if he spoke to police, he would no longer remain on Marietta's college football team. The next day, Christine confirmed the person who threatened was, in fact, Tyler, not Landon. Yeah, that's a big deal. Like, that's a big deal. Hey, real Pocahontas. Hey, Divine. Ethan. Yeah. Dude, y'all need to chill. October 6, 2022. I called the athletic department at Marietta College. After identifying myself to the receptionist, I asked to speak with the person with authorization, address matters with the current football player. The receptionist first suggested the head football coach. I asked someone with authority over the football coach, so she suggested the athletic director. Waiting for his call. I received a call from Chief Police Jim Weaver of the college. Chief Weaver was calling on behalf of Heiser. I explained to Weaver the case I was investigating and the allegations from Christine Russo that Landon was being threatened. Weaver stated that he will find Landon and call me back. Chief Weaver called me back. He said MCPD officer spoke with Landon. He denied being threatened by anyone and added that he did not want to talk to me about the case. According to Chief Weaver, Landon told them he was at the top of the chain and he was not afraid. The audio recording of my phone call with the chief was digitally attached to his report. I kind of feel some type of way about this. They don't, Beth Smith. Shirley's don't have a say over the football team. That's my point here. This is why I'm reading specific documents in this live. That's not true. Do you see what I'm saying? We can think how we want about the Shirillas, but like, not everything we hear is true about them. Top of the what? I don't know. I don't know why he would say that, to be honest. I returned a call from APU Troop. He expressed the importance of accessing Dominic's cell phone, especially considering the fact that he texted family members and friends before the crash. Detective Glover handed me a manila folder containing call logs, belonging to Dominic Russo. The activities from July 11th through July 30th. Why only July 11th? The billing cycle shows July 11th and August 10. According to Detective Glover, Christine Russo will provide text messages from the same phone once she is able to obtain them from Verizon. The call logs were enclosed in the... I understand Miss Russo's like in law enforcement or whatever, but she's not on the case. And if she's not on the case and it involves a family member, she shouldn't be participating in the case like law enforcement. And I mean that respectfully. Like, I know it's her son and I know but that's why they don't allow people to handle their own family's cases. Or do they in some situations? I don't know. I thought it was like a conflict of interest. Or no. Am I crazy? Just tell me I'm crazy. Search warrant may only be considered for probable cause. Well, Anthony, are you saying, yeah, I'm crazy? Emotional conflict of interest? No. Why though? Why? I'm serious. Could have threatened to tattle the coach about anything. But why would we just like assume that just because Miss Russo said it? That it was a Shirilla's? I don't know. That's what Anthony said. She keeps saying in an interview. Yeah. She kept saying in an interview it would break attorney-client privilege because she talks to his friend about stuff. Julie, you're right. You're correct about that. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's move on. Lab results, Mackenzie's blood from July 31st. The ones that went missing, allegedly. Detective Glover received the toxicology results from CCMEMO. The PDF copy was digitally attached to the network folder. Okay, in short, the vial tested was collected on July 31st at 08:13 hours. The specimen was sent to a reference laboratory for further analysis. The following are preliminary results. So positive for THC. Christine signs consent to search Dominic's cell phone. Detective Glover and I met with Christine Russo in front of our police station. We conveyed to her APA troops' wishes about accessing her son's phone. We asked for her consent to access the phone. Russo agreed and voluntarily signed the consent to search form. Prior to signing, however, she explained that the phone contains information pertaining to other clients. Her phone explained that the phone contains information pertaining to other clients. This is a rug dealer. This is a rug dealer, another client. Yes, yes. In my opinion, at least. That was friends with Dom and that was working with Dom. So yeah. No, I don't think she should be handling her son's case. No, it's not Hench. I don't know why you guys keep thinking it's Hench. You see what I'm saying? There could be other people involved that have not been talked about or looked at or brought up or maybe haven't spoke out. Mhm. No. Maybe could have been him. I mean, they could have. Yes, went missing and thrown away, then magically found. Numerous people. Detective Glover and I assured her that after a third party extracts the data from the phone, everything will be turned over to a federal agent who is unaffiliated with this investigation to sort all of the data on the phone and turn over what is pertinent to our investigation. During this conversation, Russo clarified two things. After our interview with Angelo, she spoke with Christopher Hench-Martin about the highway incidents. She sought to clarify whether Mackenzie and Dom were involved in one or two on the roadway. Hench told her it was one accident. I have a problem with all of this. Like, I don't want to hear one-sided facts coming from a person. Like, I don't. Hench is living in the Russo's home, so clearly we know who he would stand by and side with and do things for. And I mean that respectfully. I mean that like, those are your friends, just like you and I would be loyal to a friend for some type of reason. Bigger investigation if Fed's involved. Thank you, conspiracy. There was a drug investigation going on. Now, I'm not victim blaming. I'm not saying this person did that, but I'm just pointing out facts. And I will slowly but surely be bringing you snapshots and all kinds of stuff. Landon did say paw him. They questioned him on the rugs. It does have to do with it, I think. The person who was threatened for talking to police was Houston, not Landon. We're gonna watch some body cam with Houston and Kenzie right now. The data from Mackenzie's Pinterest. So she had a Pinterest, but there was not really much on there. So that was pertaining to the investigation. Nothing pertaining to investigation was found on her Pinterest account. October 7th, 2022, I called Scott Flanagan and provided him with an update on the case. Detective Glover and I dropped off Dominic's cell phone at the DA's Cleveland District Office for analysis. The phone was handed over to Agent Jesse Bynum. Receipt was issued, signed, and handed to me. A hard copy was enclosed. Detective Glover handed me a copy of the secondary toxicology report. Secondary toxicology report. The report was completed by NMA Labs in Pennsylvania. Other than the findings of the CCME, additional examination of the specimens submitted by CCME did not reveal any positive findings of toxicological significance. I have concerns about the blood test and the secondary toxicology report and we want Kenzie so bad to have, stuff in her system. It seems like. October 8th, 2022, I forwarded both toxicology reports to Strongsville PD Sergeant Jeffrey. Jeffrey is a certified drug recognition expert and standardized field sobriety test instructor. He's going to read toxicology reports and interpret them. Landon Turner's mother left me a voicemail. She was upset about Marietta College police went to her son's dorm to question him. October 10th, 2022. Yeah, I just don't want to say it every single time. Hokey pokey. Yes, for those of you who don't know, CCME is Cuyahoga County Medical Examiners. Where's the laptop? On October 10th, 2022, I called her back. She said her son was dealing with survivor's guilt and was reportedly suicidal. So Landon was apparently suicidal. She was upset that the police kept attempting to contact her son. I explained to her that although her son was not obligated to talk to me about the crash, I was investigating whether witness intimidation had taken place. I offered to put Crystal in direct contact with APA Troop, which is the prosecutor. No, thank you, Hokie. I know. I just don't say it every single time, but you're right. Some people might not know. I emailed Crystal. Okay, so Lieutenant Mason called Sergeant Fox to further discuss his report regarding the EDR. Sergeant Fox reportedly requested more documents. I attached the requested materials onto a thumb drive and handed it to Detective Mason, who handed it to Sergeant Fox. Detective Glover called Christine Russo back after she had texted him about information she wanted to let him know about. According to Russo, Jamie, an employee of OBM, who is also a bartender at Pomeroy House Restaurant, reported a conversation with an employee of Russo's law firm by the name Jennifer. Baker mentioned to Jennifer that employees at Pomeroy were talking about how this crash was a result of MACKENZIE intentionally driving the car into a wall after an altercation with Dominic. Detective Glover followed up on this information and was unable to confirm the veracity, or the source and content of the information. Interesting. October 11, 2022, the Metro Health Police Sergeant story. Patrol Galassi and his trainee reported an incident that occurred while they were handling a follow-up to an unrelated call at Metro Health ER. According to both officers, Metro Health Police Sergeant Adam Doyle asked them about the status of the investigation. Sergeant Doyle further added that during MACKENZIE's stay at Metro Health, her father told Sergeant Doyle that MACKENZIE intentionally drove her vehicle into the building in an attempt to take her own life. Sergeant Doyle's statement was not documented in the only MHPD report I was able to obtain involving MACKENZIE. I called Metro Health Police and asked the dispatcher to put me in contact with the sergeant who was dealing with Patrol Galassi and Zielinski in the ER. The dispatcher stated that the sergeant was currently off duty, but identified him as Adam Doyle. The dispatcher then transferred me to a different supervisor who identified himself as Sergeant Starr. I explained to Sergeant Starr that I needed to speak with Sergeant Doyle. I emailed Metro Health Police requesting detailed documentation outlining his encounter with Steve. After receiving a missed call from Sergeant Doyle, I called him back. He confirmed the encounter with Steve took place on August 6, 2022 at approximately 1849 hours and when they were dispatched to Mackenzie's room. Okay, so we've heard about this, her being combative. Sergeant Doyle said Steve wanted his daughter to be psychologically evaluated. He explained that no report of the incident was generated because the officers did not use force and the incident did not qualify as a major disturbance warranting further documentation. I asked Sergeant Doyle to reply to the email I sent him and provide a detailed statement of the encounter. Sergeant Doyle seemed reluctant to get involved, and the information he provided was not clear and concise. I also asked him to pass my contact information along to the other listed MHPD CAD call for officer report badge 77. He said he will. I emailed Snapchat's law enforcement contact requesting an update on the status of the search warrant results from Davion's Snapchat account. I called Deanna, Tyler Proctor's mother, to follow up with her on information provided by Christine Russo and Tyler being threatened by Mackenzie and her mother should he cooperate with my investigation. Deanna did not answer. I was unable to leave her a voicemail. I received a call from APA Troop. He told me he had talked to Crystal, Landon's mother, and she agreed to let me interview him. Okay, so there's the interview with Landon. I asked Patrol Galassi and Patrol Zielinski to provide me with signed documents regarding their encounter with Doyle. Given the different accounts of content conversation between the three officers, I opt to have all of their statements in writing. That's weird that all of the three officers are giving different stories to what happened that day. It's kind of double hearsay thing that got strained out. I don't always say you're taking this personal. What's the harm with looking into everything? Yeah, Joe, looking, we are. No one should be taking this personal. And the people that are respectfully are just not as open-minded as maybe they thought they were. Lori, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you. And I don't mean that with no hate or anything. McFarland, was there ever anything mentioned in the documentation about the laptop being destroyed? No, there wasn't. Exactly. If Ms. Russo did something unethical, it could damage the current case. At the end of the day, none of this explains why she hit pedal to the metal. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. Exactly. Laptop was destroyed in the crash per Ms. Russo, but I would like to see if the cops verified that. I don't think it has been verified. The laptop is important for what happened. Yes, it is. It is. Sounds like this town is being run by certain families. Yes. Fair opinion. Calm down, peeps. October 12th. Sergeant Jeffrey provided me a memorandum outlining his interpretation of the toxicology results. Given his experience as a DRE, he suggested we focus on Delta 9 to support a charge of OVI. Really? To focus on the Delta THC? So that makes me think, oh, was there other rugs maybe? Somewhere, somehow? And who was connected to those rugs? And what does that have to do with it? I don't know. Focus on the THC. I mean, everyone in their grandmammy smokes. You know what I mean? It's not a Cree says it's not a secret that people who are connected to the DA get breaks and favors, period. Therefore, it matters to look at the facts of everything. Thank you, Cree. That is actually true. Chuck's Bablet Chuck's gifted a membership. Who got it? My shit's always lagging because of streaming. Let me refresh because I can't see. But thank you, Chucks. I appreciate you for gifting a membership. It's very nice of you. Let's see. OVI per se level of marijuana in someone's whole blood serum or plasma. MACKENZIE's level was reported to be 10. Is that a typo? 10 ng. Okay, let's see. Oh. Joyce Carrot, welcome to the membership. That's very nice that you got that, especially because we're doing a lot more members only. So let's look that up. How high is it depends on the test being done. Cutoff level. I don't understand. 10 ng over 1 ml is considered very low for marijuana metabolites. Most standard workplace or employment tests use a cutoff of 50. So she had low weed levels. A reading of 10 ng over 1 ml or less typically indicates either incidental exposure, that you are several days to weeks post-use, or you are an occasional user. That's interesting. I don't know if that's right. That's just what AI, okay, pulled up. So if you have a problem with that, please report to AI. Make a complaint against AI, okay? Don't unsubscribe and hate on me. Sergeant Steving also gave me a supplement signed by Patrol Galassi detailing his encounter with Sergeant Doyle. Sergeant Doyle first inquired whether the SPD officers were wearing body cameras and whether the cameras were recording. When told they were not, Sergeant Doyle proceeded to recount the incident with Steve Shirilla on the day MACKENZIE was trying to leave the hospital presumably to attend Dominic's funeral. Patrol Galassi wrote that Sergeant Doyle stated Mackenzie Shirley stated to him that he had to keep her in the hospital because she already tried to kill herself and she killed those 2 boys. Snapchat provided the data from Davion's Snapchat pursuant to the search warrant. Upon reviewing messages and media content from the morning of the crash and the night of July 30th, I did not find out anything on the phone pertaining to the events that might have taken place inside the vehicle. Not on Davion's phone. Statement from Sergeant Doyle. This is a statement that Sergeant Doyle emailed. On August 13th, approximately 1849 hours, officers were dispatched for a disturbance coming from Mackenzie Shirilla's room. When officers arrived, Mackenzie was upset with her dad and wanted him out of the room. At the time, officers spoke to Mr. Shirilla out in the hallway, and he was visibly upset and crying about his daughter and proceeded to tell us she was in a crash that 2 of her friends died in. He didn't state how the crash occurred, or did I ask? I was just trying to get him to calm down. At one point in our conversation, he states he thinks his daughter needs a psych eval because she wasn't making sound decisions because she wanted to go to the hospital and go to her friend's funeral. I had him sitting in the waiting area to calm down. If Steve Shirilla is crying, like, that's obviously he thought Kenzie was really, there was obviously something, you know what I mean? Steve lied and said Kenzie never tried to unalive herself. That's true. I mean, clearly here she was, but I mean, are we surprised that she was like suicidal after the crash? No. I don't think it would be abnormal. Maybe maybe her threatening in the hospital was like, I don't know. She had a high tolerance. Anyone with a Puffco is not playing. No, Puffcos are expensive. They're really nice. So I love them. She smoked dabs too, so it's concentrated. Yeah. True. Think about what's on the laptop. Why would Don be using his laptop that morning? Yeah, that's a fair. conspiracy just a couple years ago, but they're trying to take some things back, like being able to purchase through seed. Yeah, no, before the crash, no way. I don't think so either. I think Kenzie was. Are we surprised her dad lied? I don't know. I don't know. October 30th, 2022, Patrol Zelinsky completed a signed supplemental statement about his interaction with Doyle. Sergeant Doyle proceeded to tell them about an event with Steve Shirilla. According to Zelinsky's statement, Sergeant Doyle said Steve Shirilla was telling Metro PD they had to keep their daughter at the hospital and should not allow her to leave because she tried to kill herself and just killed her boyfriend and a friend. DRE? What was that short for again? Left me a second follow-up memorandum to the first one he gave me. Sergeant Stevens said he reached out to a friend and colleague, Joseph O. Jones, a forensic toxicologist. In short, Jones said there was currently no level of THC or any of its metabolites, which determines the degree to which an individual is impaired, and that the reported drugs impair the brain, not the blood. I thought you could though, because when you go sorry, I had to take a drink of my drink. When you're like on house arrest, they can tell the level of weed. So I don't know. Is that different? I thought they could tell. Hi Diana, see, good to see you, love. My day is good. Thank you for asking. Nice to see you here. In my opinion, Kenzie's narcissism comes from extreme insecurity. She has no sense of her own identity. She lives off the approval and attention from others. That's fair. Yes, McBlonlin, you're onto something. You're onto something. McBlonlin said, where do rug dealers put their money? Crypto. The most secure is on laptop with a key to the account. But, I don't know. Like, no THC equals not her sample, Kate Levinson says. Given the discrepancy in the statement, Sergeant Doyle compared the statements by Patrol Galassi and Patrol Zelinsky. I emailed Sergeant Doyle requesting a formal interview. I also urged him to advise his chain of command of his involvement in this investigation. I met with APA Tim Troop and Eben. I updated them on the status of the investigation. They were going to email me a grand jury subpoena for Tyler Proctor. Okay, so they're basically talking about she did not answer. They want. Wait, so it says, I called Proctor's mother. She did not answer. Okay, so he emails his mom. Detective Glover forwarded a message to me sent by Christine Russo. Mackenzie had texted her about wanting access to Dominic's bedroom. I arrived at Proctor's registered address. After running a TLO search on Proctor, I arrived and knocked on the homeowner, came out. He initially denied knowing Proctor, but confirmed receiving mail addressed to Proctor. He then went back inside and asked his identified nephew if he knew. Shortly thereafter, he returned and confirmed that Proctor had been staying at his house with his nephew. Oh, interesting. Wait, so Proctor was staying at the house with this guy, with this friend, but not his mom? But his mom has a lot to say about Kenzie. That's weird. Grand jury subpoenaed Proctor. Okay, so he was interviewed. He's ready to be interviewed prior to November 10th. Yeah, he gets subpoenaed. Oh. I thought Proctor went in there willing. He indicated his willingness to be interviewed by me Okay, so I thought that Proctor went in there willingly, but it looks like he got subpoenaed, and that's when he went in, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't want to go to the grand jury. I would rather you interview me." And I think that's important because didn't we hear in the documentary that he went in there willingly, or am I just remembering incorrectly? I'll have to review that again for the 200th time. Autopsy report, Dominic Russo. The cause of death was listed as blunt force impacts to head, trunk, and extremities with skeletal, visceral, and soft tissue injuries. Davion. The cause of death was listed as multiple blunt force injuries. So that's interesting. They're both cause of death is different. Dom's was blunt force injury, impacts to head, trunk, and extremities. So his were pretty bad. I mean, they were both pretty bad. But I think with the visceral, it's soft tissue injuries. Multiple blunt force injuries. Okay. He emailed APA Troop and McNair autopsies. Okay. I reviewed contents of Davion's Snapchat. Nothing pertaining to that night of the party. The application Life 360 showed Davion's phone being active at the time of the crash. It has been established he used his phone to comment on a photo sent to him by Tyler Croy. So Tyler Croy was the last person that Davion texted. And Davion was responding to like the mountains or something. So if Davion was scared and or fearing for his life because Kenzie was going crazy in the car, say maybe the fight started in the car at the house and they were arguing before they made that right turn, wouldn't Davion, he wouldn't be on his phone if there was something going on, right? At least I would have been like, this bitch is losing her mind. Like, help me. Or like, if he was in the car and Kenzie was like, I'm about to crash this car. And if I was Davion in the back seat, I would have been like, yo, Kenzie's going crazy. She's about to crash this car. Like, so there was no fighting, or like, I don't know. I just think that's odd. Didn't Davion video everything though? Yeah, he did. That's true. Are you Barbie? I don't talk about it a lot because I don't want to get flagged, but crypto wallet and the dark web. Headphones. But if he was fearing for his life, why would he have headphones on? Davion's videos were not released. Exactly. Acting on a request from APA Troop, I obtained a subpoena for the phone number used by MACKENZIE. Interview with Bubba. Okay, so before we move on to this rest of this report, let's go and we're going to jump a little bit back and forth. We're going to watch some videos with Houston. Kenzie trying to call the cops on Houston. Davion was on his phone. They turned that corner. You could see it. Well, exactly. But he was texting Croy how pretty the view was of nature. So if he was scared, I don't think he would be nonchalantly texting about how beautiful nature is. Like, I don't know. People said they were fighting. I wonder if there's just something we don't know or we don't have about that fight and why people would think that too. That kind of sounds trippy. I want to let's watch some body cam videos of Kenzie trying to report Houston after the crash, but Houston is the one that saw or that reported Rosie driving by. I don't think Houston is a bad person. I don't think he did anything wrong, but it's interesting how people do. And here you see Steve, Shirla, and Mackenzie trying to get a restraining order on Houston. So we'll read it, 2 text messages, and we have a couple body cam videos that I want to watch with you guys. Let me. Oh, you guys might not be able to hear it. Let me move over. Sorry. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Um. Hold, please. I need to move my screens. Mm. That's annoying. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to pull up these body cam videos. I'm gonna have to move my screens around here for a second. And I'll check in with you guys. Please make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please, please, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. My computer is just being really weird. Okay, hold on. I have to refresh now. Does the cops described Houston as wanting to be an investigator when they discussed him with Miss Russo? I think he was just willing to help out and giving information, and people were upset about it for some reason. I don't think he was doing anything wrong, but that's just my opinion, of course. Hold on, these body cam videos are not wanting to pull up. Maybe we'll have to wait for them to download. Oh, okay, I got it. So there's a couple of these videos. There's a 3-minute one, a 7-minute one. Okay. Let me pause it first. My computer's giving me a hard time. Sorry, guys. Kenzie with Steve here.
You no longer go through Berea Court for restraining orders. You have to go downtown and common pleas.
Okay.
So that's where you'll go.
Okay. For that.
Okay.
So we good then, or?
Well, I mean, if you're trying to pursue a criminal arrest against this guy, then we're gonna need some more information.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys need?
Well, we need dates, we need times, we need witness names,
Okay.
everybody who heard.
Witnesses, dates and times. We gotta figure out dates and times.
Like, could it be possible that people didn't like Houston, or Houston knew things and they were trying to shut down Houston? Like, I don't know.
Well, we can figure out. We can figure. Can we take it home and write it
Sure,
back?
yeah.
Let's do it that way then. Okay.
Dates are more important than times.
Okay.
Dates are important. Approximate times are good if you don't know the exact time, obviously.
It was around 7 o'clock on the day with the bat.
We'll think about it. We'll figure it out because that candle light was on
That was the one the day or two after.
right after.
No, I can't. You're gonna have to put in. I'm sorry. Put in your earbuds. I know it's like terrible audio sometimes.
Okay, and then any witnesses that you guys say heard or saw.
Well, I don't want to bring my friends into this, like if they don't have to. But like I'm gonna ask them before.
Okay.
Well, sure.
Yes.
They've been dealing with a lot too. Could he be in trouble for what he did? Like,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
because I don't want to just like do all this just for nothing. Like, I don't
Well, without knowing exactly what happened, I can't. It's unfair for me to give you a yes or no answer.
Is
Okay.
there a report started then, or is this is the start?
This is the first one. Unless you guys have made a report prior.
My understanding when we heard about the plan or when we first heard about the plan, I thought my wife talked to the detective that was overseeing the accident.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if what he did with it, the information, or if
Okay.
he just took it in and.
Did she speak with him shortly after
It was,
that
it was,
vigil?
it was right the next day
Okay.
or
We'll
something
we'll
afterwards.
talk
But
to him.
I don't know
Okay.
because it wasn't me.
Sure. We'll talk to him and see if there's a
But
separate report generated for that. If
But I
not,
thought she said she called in and talked to him, so
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
So,
well, we'll figure that out.
okay,
But if there's not a report started
okay,
then this will be the new report, and we'll
Okay.
give you a number, report number.
okay.
For
You guys have a card? I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll get this ASAP to you guys.
Yeah, when I get home and start going
Okay.
home, I'll start looking for stuff. And I have names of other people. Like I have names. Like I.
Okay. If it's easier to type it out, email it, you don't have to use those forms necessarily.
Okay,
But those are the things that we need. We need anything that you heard, not hearsay.
okay,
Okay, you heard, or someone's willing to tell us they heard.
okay.
Okay, so I heard from you that he heard.
That's her,
that-
that's her,
right,
like I said, I
right,
was
but-
saying
but
what I
if-
heard.
But if you heard it or he heard it and told you,
Well, I was in the hospital when the lady happened. So I couldn't be
right?
there
That's why
because
we
I
need.
wanted-
That's why we need people who heard it.
Collaborate, they actually heard it. That's,
Well,
See-
my friends are in Athens right now. They go to
well,
college.
it's,
So do they have to come here?
They have phones, right? They have
They have
email.
phones,
You
yeah.
can talk to
email.
them on the phone?
Perhaps. So,
so appreciate it.
That's her
Thank
phone
you.
number at the bottom, that's my number.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. Sure.
Sorry that I'm just.
I understand.
I'm a
I get it.
protective father.
I get it.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Have a good night.
You do the same.
That's interesting. Yeah, we'll read the police report. Yeah, there was an incident that happened at the grave site, and this is what that's all about. So we'll get to the report in a second. We're just kind of watching what's going down at the police station. There's a couple. This next one is a little bit longer. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I'm loving your guys' comments, dude.
Hi there.
The reason I came back up on the way back this way, I heard what started all this. Okay, my understanding is that he pulled a phone out and was filming her, crying in the car, going homicide, and then the Bianca got out and defended her.
Bianca's already out of the class.
Okay, we're out of the
She's getting
car.
trouble.
She was in the store, she was in the car, she came out and was defending her because he was out of her car.
That video's on his
Video
phone,
of her.
probably.
Okay, while
Probably
she was
gonna
in the
send it to
car, she
everybody.
didn't talk to him, he eyeballed her, and then he followed them to that station. I know there's other circumstances involved here, but I'm pretty sure it was more to terrorize her as far as I'm concerned. I wrote down my 3 things that I know happened, I was using her words, I wrote it for her. I wanna know, how do I go about getting a thing on?
No, there's an incident with the guy chasing her, which we're gonna watch in a second. But there was an incident with Houston at Dom and Davion's gravesite.
Okay, he's an adult, you know, I'm hostile, I'm sorry, I just wanna.
I don't think I could do
And I
captions
really-
here. Sorry.
I want to bring it back. If you understand where I'm coming from here, this is my baby. No matter what is led to this, it's still my baby, okay?
All right. So first of all, we need to figure out, are you here about what happened tonight? Or
The whole thing, I'm just,
Okay.
I wanna just, I thought I just, when we talked to her, I put down everything that or from what she told me on paper, okay? So it's the vigil, the first, the candle lighting vigil they had. I've got 2 people that I know, I overheard him saying stuff. And then the grave, I've got people there
This
that.
is, I don't know, what's his name?
Who's
That's who you're talking about?
Yeah.
The one that was there that followed us? Yeah.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Did he not give you his name?
No,
No,
I'm making sure we're talking about the same
Yes,
person.
yeah, same kid, all 3 things. He was from what I heard from her and her friends, they were at that candle saying, we're
He
making
was saying
plans.
there was a plan. There was
Planning to
okay,
get her,
there
plan to
was-
mess up our property, the car, there was a plan.
This goes back.
This goes back to
The original.
The candle
Yeah, that
lighting.
original County
Okay.
vigil.
Okay.
There's 2, she's got 2 friends that overheard him say it. And then the grave was last week, and I got one of her other friends stopped him, or got him, stopped it from getting worse. He intervened in between before it turned into anything else.
This, I think what you said, there was a baseball bat and all.
Yeah,
Yes.
his trunk.
But he went in, so he saw her at the grave, went to his car, pulled out a baseball bat. That's my understanding of it. Okay, and then tonight, like I said, I didn't know about the filming and the Two counts, no matter what, she's in the car bawling. I mean, that's harassment, as far as I'm concerned, okay?
All right. What are you looking to accomplish?
I want a restraining order. I don't
I
feel safe.
don't know, like you do, put them in jail, press charges, I don't care what you do to them, I just want them to stop messing with my dog, okay? I don't know what we have to go on, I mean, this is hearsay personally for me, hearing it from friends, I don't, you know.
Well, as I explained out there at Shell, we don't give out, the police department doesn't give out restraining orders.
How do I go about getting one?
You can apply for one through civil court or
Okay.
municipal court. Okay.
How do I get his information so I can say this is the piece of crap that's messing with my daughter?
Well, you know his name, you know
I don't
who
know
he
his
is.
last name.
I don't know if we can do that because he's not a charge, we're not charging him anything, you know.
Well,
Why
from
are we
what
not
information-
charging you with harassment? This has been months.
Harassment is not, there's no harassment law in Ohio.
There's aggravated menacing, isn't there?
Sure, right, but there's no harassment law in Ohio. There's telecommunications harassment, which is where you harass somebody over the phone, through email, stuff like that. But someone, I'm not saying that what you're saying he's doing, I'm not saying
Oh,
what's
I-
happening, I'm just saying that him being where you're at isn't harassment. Him putting a phone in your face and saying things that you find offensive isn't necessarily harassment. Could it be something else? Could be, sure. But harassment in and of itself is not illegal in Ohio.
Okay, well, I don't, I'm not using the right word.
No, I know, but I'm trying to tell you.
I get what you're saying.
Just because
yeah.
he's somewhere saying things that you find offensive or are nasty.
These are threats made to
Okay,
harm
but-
my life.
Okay. Oh, threats have to be overt for action to be taken. Okay, so yes, could someone holding a baseball bat be an overt threat? It could be, right? Could someone saying, we're going to make a plan to do something, could that be an overt threat? It could be,
Okay,
right? But in and of itself, it just isn't.
okay.
All right, you brought up the point of a gun. A gun and a baseball bat are two different things, right? Me holding a baseball bat here to Mitchell, right? It could be perceived different than me holding a gun here to Mitchell.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so,
yeah,
and I'm using extremes,
yeah.
but I'm.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Right, but I'm kind of making my point.
Yeah, I get you.
Well, I'm
So
in a
just
wheelchair. I still have to run from a bat or defend myself. Like,
Okay, just because someone holds a baseball bat doesn't necessarily mean that's illegal.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, but he wouldn't have got to that because it was her.
well,
I mean, he got grades, I don't know why
My
you put
friend
that,
was
that's all her,
asking me
go
on
back to the car
grade.
to grab a bat and then stand there and stare
My
at her.
friend was
I
at
mean,
the grave
It's
and-
more than just maybe, you know, but my question would be, where can we be with
if
this?
you're trying, your goal right now is to try to get a civil protection order, or restraining order, you have to go through civil court,
Okay.
or municipal court. Okay.
But that's super,
Yes, you take your
okay.
information, whatever you have to them, you say, I believe this person is harassing us,
Okay,
and we want to try to file a restraining order, civil protection order against you.
okay,
And they will tell you yes or no.
okay.
Okay, in order to get one from the police department, it means a crime has to be committed, and we have to put out an arrest warrant or arrest that person. So,
Okay.
domestic violence comes with a protection order.
Okay.
Menacing by stalking comes with a protection order. There are certain things that will carry a protection order. Okay, telecommunications harassment doesn't.
Okay.
And the aforementioned, there is no harassment law, so harassment wouldn't either.
Okay.
All right, so to build a menacing by stalking case, there have to be many instances of, or several instances of something happening.
Okay.
Okay, I can't tell you right now based on what you're saying, and I'm not saying we can't start a report. What I'm
I don't
saying
think we
is,
start a
but what I'm
report.
saying is, just because you're alleging all this tonight doesn't mean we're gonna go out and arrest this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
understand.
man
But
in
what
America.
I'm-
He's obviously gonna like have his word. He's gonna be taking over mine any day.
That's not true.
It clearly is true.
Ken,
Like, what's the point
Ken,
of even
okay,
meeting you?
hey, stop. Then we can file a report before we get there, right?
Yeah.
What else do we need to do for you guys to have that?
Well, I have to go, I don't even know what to say.
Okay.
So we have to read through that. You put me in,
Okay.
we'll come back out and talk. Okay?
Now, I wrote it for her, she was telling me the story, what she was going. It's in my words, but from, I heard everything of what she told me.
Okay. Are you able to sign?
She did sign on it. Yeah, it was underneath my signature. Does she need all the rest of her information or social security number and all that kind of stuff?
No. All right, give us a couple minutes to check that, okay?
I don't know. Unpopular opinion. I feel some type of way about some stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Don't comfort me. I think I have one more. Oh yeah, there's one more video. Let me see. Let me play this one. Wait, I thought we just watched this one. Huh? Okay, let me see if this is the same one we just watched. Was that before? Oh, I'll give you guys the date of this in a second. It's on the report.
Recording.
Hi there.
Oh, this is when they first got there.
On the way back this way, I heard what started all this. Okay, my understanding is that he pulled a phone out and was filming her, crying in the car, going homicide, and then the Bianca got out and defended her.
Bianca was already out of the car.
Okay, we're out of the car.
She was getting crumpled.
She was in the store, she was in the car, she came out and was defending her because he was out of her car.
That video.
Take a video for her. Okay, while she was in the car.
car.
She did talk to him, he eyeballed her, and then when he followed them to that station. I know there's other circumstances involved here, but I'm pretty sure it was more to terrorize her as far as I'm concerned. I wrote down my 3 things that I know happened, using her words, I wrote it for her. I wanna know, how do I go about getting a thing on this guy? I mean, this is an adult, you know, I'm hostile, and I'm sorry, and I just wanna, I'm not going to, I want to bring it to that. Okay. If you understand where I'm coming from here, this is my baby.
I understand.
No matter what is led to this is still my baby, okay?
All right, so first of all, we need to figure out, are you here about what happened tonight or
The whole thing, I'm just,
Okay.
I thought when we talked to her, I put down everything that I knew from what she told me.
Is it the same one?
Okay, so it's the vigil, the first, the candle lighting vigil they had. I've got 2 people
It might be the same one, just a different angle.
that I know I will overheard him saying stuff. And then the grave, I've got people there.
This is, I don't know, what's his name?
Husni.
Husni, that's who you're talking about?
Yeah.
The one that was there that followed
Yeah,
us?
that's his name.
Yeah,
Okay.
Husni.
Did he not give you his name?
No, I'm asking you, I'm making sure we're talking about the same
Yes.
person.
Yeah, same kid,
Okay.
all 3 things.
Okay.
He was from what I heard from her and her friends, they were at that candle saying, making
He was
plans.
saying there was a plan. There was a
Plan to
kid,
get
but there
her,
was a
plan to
plan.
mess with our property, the car, there was a
Okay.
plan.
This goes,
The thing is, I don't believe there is a video of this incident, for as surprised as we are, because they videoed everything. I feel like it could go both ways here. I feel like, yeah, they could be over exaggerating the Shirley's, but also I feel like maybe she was being threatened with everything that had gone and people thought that she had killed these people intentionally, et cetera, et cetera. Do I think Husney's a bad person and should have been charged? No. But I mean, we don't actually know what happened. And I'm surprised nobody got a video of that.
back
This goes
over
back
about
to
yourself.
the-
The original vigil.
Yeah, that original
Okay,
candlelight vigil.
all right, okay.
There's 2, I got 2 friends, she's got 2 friends that overheard him say it. And then the grave was last week, and I got one of her other friends stopped him, or got him, stopped it from getting worse. He intervened in between before it turned into anything else.
Okay, this is the thing where you said there was a baseball bat involved, is that what
Yeah,
you're
Yes,
talking
trunk.
about?
yes,
There's a
there was a-
baseball bat.
Okay.
so he saw her at the grave, went to his car, pulled out a baseball bat. That's my understanding of it.
Okay.
Okay, and then tonight, like I said, I didn't know about the filming and the 2 counts filming her while she was in the car bawling. That's where I stand as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
All right, what are you looking to accomplish?
I want a restraining order. I don't.
Look,
I've already-
no, like you do, put him in jail, press charges. I don't care what you do to him. I just want him to stop messing with my daughter. Okay, I don't know what we have go on.
Have we seen the video? We might have even seen it here. I just can't remember. I know I've covered a lot. What evidence is there? Not, I don't think there's any. It's just hearsay. Like they're reporting each other, basically.
I mean, this is hearsay personally from me hearing it from friends. I don't,
Well, as I explained out there at Shell, we don't give out, the police department doesn't give out restraining orders.
How do I go about getting
You can
them?
you can apply for one through civil court or
Okay.
municipal court. Okay,
How do I get his information so I can say this is the piece of crap that's messing with my daughter?
well, you know his name, you know
I
who
don't
he
know
is.
his last name.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we can give you that because he's not a if we're not charging with anything, we can't just give out
Well,
people's names.
Why
From
are,
what- from
why
what
are we
we've
not
heard tonight.
charging you with harassment? This
Her-
has been months.
Harassment is not, there's no harassment law in Ohio.
There's aggravated menacing, isn't there?
Sure, right, but there's no harassment law in Ohio. There's
Okay.
telecommunications harassment, which is where you harass somebody over the phone, through email, stuff like that. But someone, I'm not saying that what you're saying he's doing, I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just saying that him being where you're at isn't harassment. Him putting a phone in your face and saying things that you find offensive isn't necessarily harassment. Could it be something else? Could be, sure. But harassment in and of itself is not illegal in Ohio.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not using the right word.
No, I know, but I'm trying to tell you,
I get it, I get what you're saying.
just because
yes.
he's somewhere saying things that you find offensive or are nasty.
They're threats made to
Okay,
harm
but-
my life.
Okay. Oh, threats have to be overt for action to be taken. Okay. So yes, could someone holding a baseball bat be an overt threat? It could be, right? Could someone saying we're going to make a plan to do something? Could that be an overt threat? It could be,
Okay.
right? But in and of itself, it just isn't.
Okay.
All right. You brought up the point of a gun. A gun and a baseball bat are two different things, right? Me holding a baseball bat from here to Mitchell's, right? And it could be perceived different than me holding a gun here to Mitchell's,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
and I'm using extremes,
Yeah.
but I'm.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Right, but I'm kind of
As
making
well.
my point. Just
Yes.
yes.
I get you. I get you.
Okay.
Well, I'm
So
in a
just
wheelchair. It's not like I can run from a bat or defend myself. Like,
okay.
Well,
Just because just because someone holds a baseball bat doesn't necessarily mean that's illegal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but he went and got the bet because it was her.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
you
he's at
think.
a grave,
That's
he's at a
what you
grave site. I
think.
don't know why
My
he go back
friend
and
was
saw
at
her,
Baby
go
on
back to the
his
car,
grave.
grab a
Okay.
bat, and then stand there and stare
My
at her.
friend
was
Tell
at
me
the
that's-
grave.
It's more than just maybe, you know, my question would be, where can we
If
be
you
with
if
this?
if your goal right now is to try to get a civil protection order or restraining order, you have to go through civil court,
Okay.
through municipal court.
Okay.
You
So
take,
that's
you,
Dupree,
yes, you take your
okay.
information, whatever you have to them. You say, I believe this person is harassing us,
Okay,
and we want to try to file a restraining order, civil protection order against them.
okay,
And they will tell you yes or no.
okay.
Okay. In order to get one from the police department, it means a crime has to be committed, and we have to put out an arrest warrant or arrest that person. So
Okay.
domestic violence comes with a protection order.
Okay.
Menacing by stalking, I believe, comes with a protection order. There are certain things that will carry a protection order. Okay. Telecommunications harassment doesn't.
Okay.
And the aforementioned, there is no harassment law, so harassment wouldn't either.
Okay.
All right. So to build a menacing by stalking case, there have to be many instances of, or several instances of something happening.
Okay.
Okay. I can't tell you right now based on what you're saying, and I'm not saying we can't start a report. But what I'm saying is,
Like, can we start
but what I'm
reporting?
saying is, just because you're alleging all this tonight doesn't mean we're going to go out and arrest this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, he's a
understand.
man
But
in
what I'm
America. He's obviously gonna like have his word is gonna be taken over mine any
Okay.
day.
Well, that's not true.
It
All right.
clearly is
Okay.
true.
Tens.
Like, what's the point of
Tens,
even
okay,
being here?
hey, stop. Can we file, then we can file a report with what we have here, right?
Yeah.
What else do we
Sure.
need to do for you guys to have that?
Well, I have to go. I don't even know what this says.
Okay.
So we have to read through that, see what it says.
Okay.
So give us a couple minutes,
Okay.
and we'll come back out and talk to you. Okay.
Okay. Now, I wrote it for her. She was telling me the story, what she saw.
Okay.
It's in my words,
All
but
right.
from my paraphrasing of what she told me.
Okay.
So
Are you able to sign?
she did sign on
You
it.
sign?
Yeah, it's hers underneath my signature.
Okay.
Does she need all the rest of her information or social security number and all that kind of stuff?
No. Okay. All right. Give us a couple minutes. We'll check out. Okay. All right.
Interesting. We're gonna read the witness reports and welcome Janine to members. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. I know you guys are just, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Let's move on to the next video because I feel some type of way, and it's probably different from how you feel. I think there's a 3-minute clip, and then I want to read the statements from that event from a couple different people. Houston and Rosie. I think Rosie, or maybe not. We'll see.
Recording.
First, I was incorrect. You no longer have to agree with support for the trade orders. That's where you go.
So we good then, or?
Well, if you're trying to pursue criminal
Mm.
The rest, again, it's gonna be a minute for information.
What do you guys need?
Only dates and times of witness names, all
Okay.
the code.
Witnesses, dates and times, we gotta figure out dates and times.
I don't know dates and times.
Well, we can figure out, we can figure it. Can we get on and run and bring it back?
Yeah.
Sit that way.
Dates are more important than times.
Okay.
Dates are important, approximate times are good, you know, the exact time, obviously.
I don't know if that's on the dates.
We'll think about it, we'll figure out, I think that candle light was on,
That was the one, the day or two.
right after the accident, yeah.
And then any witnesses that you guys say heard or saw.
Well, I don't wanna bring my friends into this, like, if they don't have to, but like, I'm gonna ask them before.
Okay. We'll, yeah.
They're gonna be like, so I too.
There's two of them. On the back, I just put on just dates and names and
Okay.
witness statements, what they said.
I
So
appreciate it, thank you.
I don't wanna just like do all this just for nothing.
Well, it's not, without knowing exactly what happened, I can't, I'm sure it's gonna be a yes or no answer.
Is there a report started then, or is this is the start of the report?
Just start.
Unless you guys have made reports.
My understanding when we put out the plan, or when we put it up, I thought my voice talked to the detective that was overseeing the accident. Okay, I don't know what he did with the information, or if he just took it in and.
What the heck?
It was right the next day or something afterwards, but I don't know, because it wasn't.
We'll talk again and see if there's.
But I,
report generated for that.
but I thought she said she called in and talked to him.
So we'll figure that out.
Okay,
But if there's not a report starting then,
okay,
then this will be the new report.
Okay.
We'll give you a number.
here's my card, I can.
yeah,
All right, we'll get this ASAP to you guys.
I have names of other people, I have names.
5-1 radio.
If it's easy to type it out email, you don't have to use those ones necessarily.
Okay.
Can I get the report number for this fencing case?
Anything that you heard, not hearsay. You heard, or someone's going to tell us later. So I heard from you that you heard.
That's like that, I was saying what I heard.
But if you heard it. or
Can you repeat one more
he
time,
heard
please?
it, and told you,
Well, I was in the hospital when they were in the
That's why we need people who heard it.
Collaborate, they actually heard it.
Well, my friends are in Athens
Copy
right
thing.
now. They had to come here?
They have phones.
They found an email.
All right, so
Appreciate it.
that's the
Thank
report
you.
number on the bottom. That's my number.
Okay.
Contact.
All right. Thank you. Sorry that I'm just checking, I'm gonna protect your father. All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You do the same.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Please don't take off your clothes. Okay, respectfully, let's see what Rosie's screenshot here says, and then we'll actually. So Rosie. This is between Rosie and Houston. Hold, please. Actually, I don't know what this text by Rosie, how this is pertinent, but let's review it anyways. I'll read Rosie's message actually after I have the witness reports. This is by Isabella. So Isabella was at the gravesite. I don't know who the hell Isabella is. Let's read it. So it says, I was at the gym, left, got canes, and went to Davion's grave. I go all the time by myself. I was also by myself at this time. I pulled into Strongsville Cemetery and saw Kenzie sitting at Dominic's grave. I knew it was her because she was in a wheelchair by herself. Seeing her brought a lot of anxiety and made me very upset, as it would for anyone. When I arrived to Davion's, I texted my friend Houston right away. This was around 7 p.m. I did not want to be alone due to her being there. There was a car turned on behind her, and I assumed she was alone and drove herself. As I was eating, minding my own business, the car that was behind her pulled up next to Davion's grave. It was a kid named Anthony, who was Dominic's cousin's ex-boyfriend. I met him before at the candlelight. He rolled down the window and asked me and said to me he was looking to see who I was. I simply did not care and said Kenzie didn't need to know who I was. It's none of her concern who was at Davion's grave. Anthony kept going on about random stuff. Houston later arrived at 7:40ish to 8 p.m. Once Houston arrived, the kid, Anthony, sat in his car. He never left his car and later drove away after Houston's arrival. When it was just me and Houston, we went on the blanket I had on the grass and started organizing Davion's grave. Houston has bought almost every decoration here and made it look very nice. Houston brought more items with him, including flowers, candles, and a cross. When he was taking everything out, he first took out a bat from his trunk. He laid it on the side of his car by his trunk. He was not waving it around or anything. He did not say anything threatening about a bat. Anthony was leaving as this was happening. I can't fully remember if he was still there or not, but Houston didn't talk to him. Anthony only cared about who I was and wanted to tell Kenzie. That's interesting. So Dom's cousin's ex is like with Kenzie here? After that, Houston and I went inside his car that was parked next to Davion's and were on the phone with Miss Harper. She was talking to us and trying to calm us down and tell us not to worry about her. We stayed inside the car on the phone for about an hour talking with Miss Harper. When she was hanging up with us, we went back to sit at the grave. We sat talking for about 30 more minutes and we left at the same time around 10 p.m. Kenzie had left around 9:30ish. She was there long after we were and left before we left. A van picked her up and Anthony left following the van. While me and Houston were in the car on the phone with Miss Harper, Tyler, our friend, stopped by for about 10, maybe 15 minutes and left. None of us went to her side, a word to her, or made any sort of contact with her. Okay, interesting. That must have been interesting how she said that nobody bought Davion stuff except Houston. Next statement is from, this is Anthony. Okay, so they did interview Anthony. Ooh, let me pull that up. So Ken's lied. I don't know. I can't help it. I got used to, I don't know if she lied. When is this? I'm like, it's mine. This doesn't have a date, but I know the police report does. Oh, October 6th, 2022 is when this was. So this is a statement from Anthony. Let me pull it up. Sorry, I have to move things around my screen. This says, I, Anthony, went to the gravesite. Oh, let me see. Okay, there we go. I, Anthony, went to the gravesite by yourself after work around 4:44. At 4:49, I went to Davion's gravesite with no one there. Around 5 p.m., Kenzie showed up and I went over there to meet Kenzie and Faith. While I was with Kenzie, Bella showed up around 7 by herself over at Davion's grave. I just went over to Davion's grave around 7:10ish and talked to Bella. Bella started to ask me questions about why I was with Kenzie and who brought her there. Around 7:20 p.m., Houston showed up while I was talking to Bella. I was just sitting in my vehicle while talking to Bella. My vehicle was facing towards the baseball fields. Houston pulled up next to me, facing the other way of me. Houston got out of the vehicle and started asking me questions. Why I'm here with Kenzie. If I mentioned that if I was cold outside and that I was cold outside and we had been there for a few hours. Bella responded with she would be sitting there in the cold. She responsible for the two deaths. Houston popped his trunk and walked from the driver's side to door to the trunk. Houston grabs a bat from the trunk and a grin on his face and looked towards Kenzie's way. He also walked to the front of my car around, then walked up to his trunk and put the bat away. Houston walked back to Davion's grave. He turned around while I said I was going back to Kenzie. When Houston said I shouldn't give a fuck about Kenzie, about what she has going on, I left Bella and Houston and went back to Kenzie and Dom's grave site. Kenzie's mom showed up around 8 p.m. Kenzie was picked up by her mother, and we all left at 8:04 p.m. When I went back over to Dom's grave, I told Kenzie and her mother about the bat. Houston grabbed the bat out of the trunk. Her mother had a shocked face to her, and Kenzie said, "Say that again, a bat?" It seemed like she was surprised about hearing of a bat being involved. They told me they'd been dealing with a lot of threats and harassment online recently. I suggested they should be reporting it. I told them if they need me, they know how to get a hold of me. Interesting. Okay. Let's read Houston's statement. So it's weird when people say she just wants attention. Everything is me. Is Anthony the cousin of the cousin or Anthony the brother? The cousin. I think that's what it said, right? Okay, let's see. Let's read Houston's statement about that night. Sounds like it's just kind of like drama. I don't think that this is like a serious incident. Like, this says Friday, September 23rd at roughly 7:20 p.m. I received a call from Bella. She expressed to me that Kenzie was at Dominic's grave and that she had been in distress and had been freezing uncomfortable being at Davion's grave alone. She had asked me to see if I could come and comfort her because she has not felt comfortable being there alone. I arrived at Davion's grave at 8:18 p.m. I had parked right near his grave towards the grass so I would not be blocking the road. I had gotten out of my car and approached Bella where Houston's writing is hard to read, where she had a blanket set up in front of Davion's grave. I had asked her to help with clean up Davion's grave so we could go ahead and place the items that I had bought to decorate Davion's grave. We cleaned up his grave and approached my trunk to retrieve the items from my trunk. As we walked towards my car, a guy named Anthony, who I had met after the passing of Davion and Dominic, was sitting in his car in a black. Hold on, let me take a drink. In a black what? Oh, in a black Honda. Oh, that's interesting. I continue to grab the things that I gathered for Davion's grave from my trunk with Bella, and then Anthony had approached us in his car stating that Kenzie was at Dominic's grave. I had repeated to him saying that I did not care. He began telling me how she did not have a jacket and how he had felt bad because it was cold outside. He also had told us that someone had dropped her off. He had gone to comfort Kenzie while Bella and I had continued to empty my trunk, grabbing the belongings I had bought for Davion's grave. I had pulled out my school book bag and clothing, a baseball bat from my trunk, and placed the clothing and the bag on the floor and baseball bat that had been placed on the floor but leaning on the back of my car. We then started to grab the things I had brought for Davion's grave, which was flowers and a black cross and 3 candles. We had put all the belongings from my trunk and taken the flowers, cross, and candles to Davion's grave to set it up. After setting up Davion's grave, we had gone in my car because it had gotten cold to turn on the heat and had called Miss Harper because we had been really upset since the passing of Davion and Dominic. She comforted us and was getting us to smile by making us in a better mood for Davion's passing. A better mood regarding Davion's passing. Shortly after Bella and I had left because it had been getting dark and I had gone home. I pulled out of the graveyard going the opposite way from where Dominic's grave was and headed home. Okay, so there's Houston statements. I don't know, kind of sounds like a misunderstanding if you ask me about this whole grave thing. This is Kenzie's. Kenzie's is just one page. Okay, let's read this. I don't remember who Bella is either, really. She heard Houston and others. So this is Kenzie's statement talking about Rosie. She heard Houston and others making threats to make a plan. The plan was to get revenge on me and do things to my house/parents' car. I was at the gravesite alone. Then Anthony seen me and said he would stay to make sure no one does anything. 10 minutes later, Houston and Bella pull up to Davion's grave. So Anthony goes over there to see who it is. And they were questioning him, asking him if he brought me to the grave. Then Houston opened his truck, pulls out a bat, initiating he's going to come and hit me with the bat. So that's Kenzie's statement. Let's see, whose is this? Oh, Steve. Let's read it. I guess it's a little bit sloppy, but Steve says at the initial candlelight for Dom and Davion, Houston was in a group, was overheard making plans to hurt my daughter and damage my property. Two of my daughter's friends overheard the conversation. Houston has been harassing Mackenzie on the internet. And last week, while my daughter was visiting the gravesite of Dom Russo, Houston was at the gravesite when Davion, when he saw Mackenzie at Dom's grave, he went by his car and retrieved a baseball bat, implying he was going to use it on my daughter. Another friend interviewed and stopped anything from happening. And tonight, while my daughter was with friends, Houston saw my daughter in the friend's car and started to take video of her crying while saying 2 counts of homicide. Then he followed them to a gas station. This started at Cookie Crumble. Yeah, I don't think that incident was something like to be super concerned about, but I'm glad we read those statements. Okay, now let's get to, I have a few clips before the crash. Mackenzie body cam video, second tailgating road rage video. Okay, so let's watch. There's 1, 2, they're all pretty short, but I want to watch them. This is when she had that issue with some random guy driving. I haven't seen these. They're each like a couple minutes long, so let's watch these together. And I don't know if they have sound to them. At least one of them. Okay, this is only like a minute long. I'm so confused what's going on here. What was that? Why was that important to see? Oh, maybe that was the person who, oh, maybe they just wanted to establish a time he left there. Because I don't see Kenzie's car or Kenzie. I think that's him turning out of the parking lot to chase her down. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She was tailgating the guy and almost hit him. Okay. Yeah, that was him turning around. Oh shoot. Okay, let's watch. Oh, this one's 8 minutes. This is, I think, her at the police station. Oh, I haven't seen this all in its entirety, so this will be interesting. Okay, this is Kenzie at the police station.
Here, I have to go.
She's looking at her armpits or what? The hell?
Go ahead and sign phone number, address, date of birth, everything on there, okay? Radio.
What did you say?
Can you put your name up top, please? What's my report number here, please? Okay. Okay. I ran out of cards, so here's my contact information, okay? At the top is the report number. 7138 is my badge number. This is a good contact number here for us. My extension is my badge number as well. All right, so here's the deal. So we have a good plate, so I'm gonna do a little research and find out who that gentleman is. And then
Yeah, I have all the videos. They're not in any order, so we're just reviewing them.
can I have a good contact number for my mom?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Her name is Natalie, same last name. And her phone number.
If there were any criminal charges, the only issue I ran into is since you're 17. Do you want to press charges against him? If there's a criminal charge?
Sure, let me ask my mom.
I can talk to your mom on the phone if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would rather her just.
I'd rather talk to her as well. So
My mind is not right. Like, I'm terrified right now. Like,
I gotcha. Are you okay going home right now?
yeah, like.
Would you like me to escort you home?
Here, hold on, my mom's calling me.
Okay.
Hello? Here, he's gonna just call you later, but should I have an officer follow me home? Just in case he's there? He doesn't know where we live, but I feel like he knows what the black of my car looks like, and what if he just drives back and forth and finds my car at home? Okay.
Can I talk to her real quick?
Yeah, here, he's gonna talk to you.
Hello? Hi, I'm doing well. My name is Jordan Ratonda. I'm an officer up there at Strongsville, okay? So I was just talking to your daughter about this stuff. We have a good license plate, so my dispatcher is now running it and trying to find out who the actual driver of the vehicle is, okay? now there's the possibility of a criminal charge of menacing against this gentleman. Are you guys willing to press charges against him? Or do you want him to just have me to have a conversation with him? That's fine. Yeah. Because there's a couple kind of nuances in the law that I want to look into and make sure that, one, we're doing the right thing for your daughter, and two, that we're within what we can do. So that's why I wanted to at least talk with you and get your opinion on that. Then, okay? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I gave your daughter my contact information, my badge number and name and everything. So at your convenience, give me a call. I'm done today at 5, but I'm back tomorrow at 7 in the morning. So if you guys want, maybe sleep on it and have a conversation, and then contact me in the morning. I also told your daughter is what we'll do is I'll put your house on special attention. And what that means is we're just in the area more frequently and driving past the house, making sure that the Buick SUV isn't there. Does that sound something you'd like to do? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that then. And then, yeah, talk it over with your husband, see what you guys want to do. And maybe give me a call sometime tomorrow and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Does that sound fair? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Do you want me to escort her home? Okay. All right. Sounds good then. Okay. I'll give you back to your daughter. Okay. All right.
I'm coming home.
Calling 38.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. I'm going to be up here. I'm going to be wrapping up here, and she wants an escort back to her house on Walnut Creek. So I'll let you know when we leave. Okay. What are your questions right now? I know this is kind of.
Like, I don't know. This never happened to me before.
Yeah,
I just don't want this to happen to any other woman.
No, I got you. Obviously this guy has some issues.
Didn't care that when he seen I was a kid when we first got out the car, and then still continued to follow me. So I just don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. I just I don't know.
No, I got you. So here's the deal, though. Okay, so as far as you driving and doing what you're doing, you did nothing wrong. As far as what you told me. Okay, so you called the police. You made your way up here. That's good. Okay. Just keep in mind, and you're one of the few that kind of has the ability to look around while you drive, so you kind of have an idea of what's going on. Keep that awareness about you while you're driving all the time, okay? I don't want you to always look over your shoulder and be frightened, but there's a sense of being aware of your surroundings and knowing when something's not right, and it sounds like you did that today.
I just was looking to see what's going on. And he was just bumper to bumper with me. So
yeah. If for some reason this would happen in the future, I hope it doesn't. But if it does, come call us like you did and come straight here, okay? Because I'd rather you come up here, talk with one of us, and then hopefully resolve. Yeah, then you pull down your street and worry that he knows where you live, okay? So I wouldn't worry about that in particular, okay? Don't worry about him coming to your house, okay? He's probably gonna, the way he is, he probably already forgot about you and he's on to his next victim because he probably has some severe road rage issues, okay? So I don't know if that makes you feel any better or not, but
I had road rage with them.
there's always someone worse, okay?
Terrifying.
All right, but keep in mind though, the littlest thing that you do, whether you're justified or not, whether you think you're right or not, can set anybody off at any time, okay?
Yeah, that's what's terrifying.
So that's why I usually just, as best you can, just drive, get to where you need to be. Don't make any gestures. Don't mouth anything off to people. Just kind of get to where you need to go because everyone's crazy, okay? All right. Good driving lesson for you, though, okay?
Yeah, this is before the crash. And yeah, what the hell does he mean about next victim? He's not a serial killer.
All right. So I tell you what. So we parked right
What the hell?
next to each other up there, okay? So I'm going to follow you home. Get in your car whenever you're ready. Pull out, and we'll be good to go then, okay? All right.
Interesting. Okay, let me see. I might have not played them in order, but we can at least. Oh, there's this one too. Okay. Oh, shit. Let me see. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. So they're not in any order, like I said. Let's see. He's gonna go up to Kenzie.
Hello, are you doing okay?
I'm really scared.
That's okay. Well, you're okay now, okay?
This is his license plate. You want me to show you the videos of him?
Let me just see the license plate real quick. Did you give this to my dispatcher already?
Yeah.
38 radio. Looks like it's a dealer plate, series 157, David 9 George King.
I have a video of his face.
Yeah, let me see
So
that.
this is when it first happened. He was at... Thank you so much for the help. Have a nice one. So look, this is when it first happened. I was just listening to music and he literally is yelling at me and I'm just listening to music. I didn't want to roll down my window because I didn't know if he was going to pull a gun out.
What intersection was that at?
This is right by Sheets.
Oh, on Royalton Road?
And then he followed me all the way down the road. And he's like, and then I pulled into a driveway and he like blocked me like that from leaving the driveway. And he's like, what? Like, what's up? Like trying to like square up with me. Like I'm a 17-year-old girl. Like, and then he's yelling at me. So I'm trying to back out and get out, but he's not letting me. This is not even my driveway. I just pulled into a random one. And then this is me trying to get his license plate again. And he's going like, what's up? Like, what's your problem?
Oh shoot.
Sorry, I was shaking. The video is really bad.
No.
And then he pulled over right here to. And then he gets out of the car again, and he's like yelling at me. He's like, "What's your problem?" But he's the one following me.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Okay. All right. So I tell you
And
what.
then here's him again yelling at me. He was not leaving me alone, so I couldn't go home.
Okay. Where do you live now?
I live on Walnut Creek.
On Walnut Creek.
Yeah.
Okay. She's got video of him. Where's 5'9" at? Is he coming down or no? Is he gonna look? Okay, all right. All right, tell you what I'd like you to do is there's a couple spots up here.
Pull up closer to the station.
Yeah, actually, so when you back out here, there's a parking lot to the left underneath the water tower. Go ahead and park and come on in and I'll meet you in there, okay? Yep.
Wow. You guys, this isn't like I'm tripping. You guys are tripping me out. Are we having a moment here? We're having a moment. Kenzie, yeah, she was like, whatever. Dom was dating her though. He was considered legally the adult. His family is in law enforcement. If they really cared about Kenzie being an underage, I saw someone said something about her age. Miss Russo shouldn't have allowed it. Point blank, period. Especially if her son was dealing rugs. It goes both ways. Like, yeah, she was young and doing shit. Yeah, he was an adult and was dating her, and his mom's an attorney. I mean, don't hate me for just speaking facts.
I'm directing her to the lobby. I'll get some initial info.
Kenzie is ultimately the child, the underage person here. Yeah, her parents are whatever. Still, at the end of the day, her parents aren't police. They're not representing law enforcement and quote unquote the right thing. Both families should have stopped it, and no one is disrespecting and degrading the deceased. Just because some of you want to be closed-minded and not look at other aspects of the case doesn't mean I'm disrespecting anyone. I've never have. I've always been 1000% respectful to Dom here. I've always supported him. But if it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter if Kenzie was older and her parents let her then. If you guys want to disregard Miss Russo not paying attention. Age of consent in Ohio is 16. There you go. So was it even illegal? I mean, I'm not from Ohio.
Exactly what he's doing, so that's all I'm not doing. You know, I'm scared. Yeah, I'm fucking scared. No, you don't have to come. If you can just go get a PO box so I can say.
It's facts. Like I, in my opinion, and you don't have to agree, I think that it all contributed to one thing led to another. It's really point blank here. If we're gonna arrest the Shirillas for being bad parents, arrest the Russos too. I mean, like, for crying out loud. I just would not want to be treated like this if you know what I mean. As an officer of the court, you cannot participate or facilitate or enable or be an accessory to criminal activity per oath as an attorney, and you can lose your law license for it, says Danielle. I support the truth, always Melly from the beginning. No one can deny that. What I appreciate, Melly, is that she doesn't create an echo chamber. Yeah. Thank you, shopkeeper.
I can hear the
All right, head into those open doors on the right, okay? You have an ID on you?
No, I don't. No, I can have my mom send me it though.
Okay. We'll come over here, okay?
Wait, actually, I have a picture of my ID actually.
You do?
Yeah.
I'll get that in a second. Get you in here. All right, go ahead and have a seat on the there.
I stand for the truth, and that's just the truth, whether you guys want to recognize it or not. Both parents, both families knew about this relationship, their ages, and what everybody was doing. Doesn't mean I'm against anyone specifically or any one family or any one person. It's just the truth. So this is right before the clip that we just saw, I'm pretty sure.
Let's go. And that 15949 still current on Walnut Creek, right? Okay. Yeah. How much you? I'm good now. Okay. All right. So, where were you coming from?
Hilarious. I was leaving my school,
Okay.
psychology school, and all of a sudden, I'm just like, there's this guy right on my he's.
And is that the intersection you initially showed me, or was it
It was
happened
before.
prior?
He was on my passing the railroad tracks down there. He's so close to me, so I'm like, what the heck? So I start slowing down a little bit as anyone would, and he's even closer to me. So I'm just driving as normal, and the first light I get stuck at, which is that Sheet's light, he gets out of the car. He's like, what's your problem? Always trying to talk shit to me. So I kept my window up, and I was just like, let me just get this on video, because I'm not gonna. I'm scared. I'm only 17. I don't want to grown men these days are so scary. You don't know what anyone's capable of. There was just that what happened in Strongsville the other day. I don't want to be shot at. I don't want something to happen to me. So I got scared. So I just took that video. So then the light passes, and I was trying to debate if I should turn onto Lund Road or White Mark. So I just turned onto Lund Road, hoping he would keep going straight. And then as soon as he seen I turned, he turned. Still so close to me, and I have videos of him trying to record him as best as I can. And so then he doesn't have his turn signal on, so I turn onto my street thinking that he would just keep going down Lund Road, happy to be going the same way. And then he turns onto my street, so I was like, oh my god, what is going on? I need to get out of here. So I pulled in the first driveway on
Mhm.
Walnut Creek, which is not my house. And he blocks me in the driveway. He like is diagonal. And then there's a UPS truck coming like the other way, so he has to like obviously move out of the way because I'm trying to back out of the driveway and he's blocking me from backing out of the
Yeah.
driveway. So then I finally get out of the driveway to head like the original way I was going because that's the only way he was letting me back out.
Mhm.
So I just pulled in, I just like sped up really fast and turned into another driveway and I called the police like as I was taking these videos
Mhm.
because I had just like once again I didn't want to like get like shot at or something. Like I didn't want him to like hurt me. So I just turned around and that's when I called the police and just drove to the police station and he tried to follow me to the police station but there was like a car in between us and he lost me or something. So
Okay.
that was
Because you guys were both northbound on Pearl from Lund is initially where we got it then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. What I'd like you to do is I need you to send me
all the videos.
all of that stuff now. Okay.
Do you
So
have a phone number?
I have an email address.
Okay, let me save them all too. My phone really quick. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just never thought this would happen. This is crazy.
Well, listen, you're not the first person this stuff has happened to, okay? The good news is you stayed calm and you got to where you needed to be then, okay?
Because I mean, I got followed home once from work, but I just like pulled into my driveway and nothing happened from there.
Okay, so that's my email address. I wrote it down just so no misspellings or anything else like that, okay?
I had not watched all of these.
And let me just see the email address before you send it, because everyone butchers my at strongsoil.com or strongsoil.org. No, it's okay. Was your mom home?
Yeah, she works from home, but she does like phone call things. So
Okay.
she was on her break, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if it lets me send videos on Google because it's not showing them any of the videos.
Let's do this. Let's go back to just go back to one of the videos.
These are all of them.
Okay. Let's do. Is this a pretty good? I want one that is like.
Sending body worn down in 30 seconds.
This one's pretty good. We'll start.
Sending body worn down in 25 seconds.
So I'm gonna do the
Body worn
messages.
down canceled.
I'm just gonna type in my email address. You want a glass of water or anything?
Oh, no, thank you.
Look at me. You're okay. All
I
right.
just don't want him to know where I live. Like he knows what street I live on now, and I don't want him to drive past to try to find my car.
Well, so here's what we're gonna do, okay? And if you want, I can call your mom and talk to her as well, okay? So we do what are called special attentions. So, you know, the computer screens in our cars, your address pops up with a little synopsis of what happened today, and officers drive by your house a little bit more frequently, make sure everything's okay, all right? So we'll put an alert out for that vehicle, for that plate, and then we'll kind of go from there then, okay? I'm gonna check and see if that's sent. In the meantime, this is a witness statement form, okay? All I'd like you to do, if you're okay with it, is just fill out, hey, I was driving home from Polaris. This guy was tailgating me. We stopped at this intersection. He got out of the car, approached my vehicle. You know, I pulled into a driveway. He blocked me in. And then I'll be back then, okay? Do you have any questions for me right now?
I just want to be safe. I just don't want him to know where I live.
You're going to be okay, all right? I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah, I am absolutely fair. I've had victims of families always come up here, and I think if I was trash, they probably wouldn't support. Neat Noodle says scaring someone when they're driving like this guy did is not okay. This dude is not cute. We are all definitely cute though. Neat Noodle, that's funny. I like that. We love our Melly on that. You will not survive here. If you're gonna start talking otherwise, she's fair to everyone. Thank you, Olivia. That is true. Yeah, you won't survive here. So, because I do like to explore everything. This is just about over. So I think, did I miss? Let me see if there's more clips of this incident. Oh, there is. There's a one in her car. Oh, it's just 7 seconds. Oh, we've seen this on the Snapchat files. Here, I'll play it again though. It's just 7 seconds. She's like videotaping him in the car. Oh, he stopped like right in front of her or right behind her. Okay. That was it on that one. That was really short. Wasn't there one where she was like, oh yeah, this one. Let me see. Okay. Oh, so it was just her trying to get his license plate. Oh, this is the one where he comes up to her window. Okay, this is the one I wanted to look at. This is, yeah. Yeah, I'd be a little pissed if someone came up to my car like this, but oh, she like booked it. Alsani, member for 19 months. Wow. That's a long time you've been with me. Thank you, Alsani. Love and appreciate you. Please don't stop in front of me, okay? Or behind me in the car. Dude is scary. Yeah, listen, I would have not have reacted. Kenzie stayed quite calm. So I guess I might be the one that's too much here. Listen, I would have probably ended up in the pen, in the cell. I might have got out of the car and thrown some hands. No fighting. We don't promote that type of behavior, but listen. I've been here since I would have been extra. Thank you, Barbie. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just the one. I would have gotten a ticket. Yeah, I would have been like, where is that though? Oh, you know what? The throwing something, that'll probably be in the report. We probably don't have the clip of that because obviously Kenzie didn't take a clip of that selectively filming, but I'm sure it's in the police report. Okay. So that was all for the clips of the road rage. I have a lot. Oh. What is this? Oh, I didn't play this one. This was at the Houston thing when they were videotaping her in the car. It's just a couple seconds. I didn't play this one. My bad. It was still left on my screen, and I'm like, what the heck? So that was Houston videotaping her. Okay. I had forgotten that one. Oh boy. How are we doing? Good? Are you still here? Are you still supporting or are you guys all upset? Okay. Well, if you're upset, I don't know. Go smoke something, enjoy something. Meditation might help. I still have a lot of documents. I need to put together some other stuff. stuff you might not know about that I might want to share. Oh, I didn't even get to the opposing to Kenzie's side. Okay, so tomorrow we have a lot to review. Bring your planners. We have to finish the detective report. I want you guys to go over this ebook with me. We have more videos, and we're going to review. Bubba did 2 interviews. We have not reviewed them. We're gonna. His name is actually Landon, so I think we should probably call him Landon, respectfully. I don't know if he even still goes by that name, but nickname. That's why I say that. And we have 3 interviews to review. So come, please, with an open mind. I know a couple of people unsubscribed. Kudos to you, babes, if that's how you feel. One time I will look into being in this community. Okay, are you, Barbie? All right. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We're 3 hours in. I'm not going to go any longer because I can. But tomorrow I'll start earlier. We're going to be doing a members only before Friday. So keep your eyes out for that. I'll be live all day tomorrow. So come and hang out. Let's talk. Yeah, Divine Femme 627. I agree. Cry to your mommy if you want, said Cree. No crying. Pretty sure I saw the video of her driving behind him when she went behind her, not down. I still send my condolences to the victims. You know, it's not, I'm sure none of it is easy. And I don't think there's any disrespect meant by me or anyone here in the chat. We're just conversating. Yes, we are, Blanca. We're going to probably be doing that tomorrow. I got to see you twice in one day. It's like Christmas. Batty Tiara, I'm going to be live every day this week. So come on over. Come on over, baby. My sister cut off the drive. Okay. We're also going to be going over the documents in the Taylor Parker case. If you're not familiar with that case, it's the maternal instinct documentary on Netflix. We're kind of like deep diving that too. So tomorrow we'll be doing a live on that with documents and detectives. There's no winners here. Thank you, Leanne. No winners here. Okay. Yeah, ATS. I've been joining ATS on Friday nights too, which has been a lot of fun. So I'll probably do that Friday night again as well. Sounds good to me. I'll hit you up. It's so tragic. Yeah, it is. You can't take the chef out of the chef. I want to hear all sides. Thank you, Harry Potters. Okay. Yeah, no wins, but I want them to get their law passes. I have tea for you guys, and it's piping hot. It's piping hot. When can I reveal it to you? I don't know. I guess when it gets out there, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here for 3.5 hours. Hit the like button on your way out. RIP Dom and Davion. RIP to the justice system. Yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, I got to deal with Taylor Parker. Yeah. It's wild how you're able to get all the videos, texts, and everything else. Complaints if I need you to tell me. Oh yeah. I have a lot of crazy stuff right now too. Melly, what makes you think Melly has changed her mind? What have I missed? I haven't changed my mind about anything. Nobody in the situation is innocent. Nope. And I'm not either. Like, respectfully, I'll say that, yeah, maybe I might have been dating someone older than me too. And now looking back on it, it's fucked up. It is. None of us are perfect. What is that? Like, what is that pot quote? Like, pot kettle. I know a few of you are going to drop right up. What's the pot? Don't call the pot. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. um, yes, the victims were innocent. How been debating with myself doing a hotline. Oh, what time tomorrow? I'm gonna start earlier. I'm gonna start earlier tomorrow. I start a little later today. You're so cute. Pot calling kettle black. Thank you. I like that. I have no business around some of the grown people young like that. Listen, if I came on here and told you guys my life story, I would want to see what you guys say about me. That might hurt, but I'll take it. I'll take it like a man. No, I'm serious. You guys might not have very nice things to say about me and my family. Sheesh. Sheesh. You're cute. I'm cute. We're all cute. Hit the like button on the way out. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.